4, 3.
We're here. I don't know if you want this one. There you go.
Hey, we're back at it.
Back for one more time.
Hey, there's Rock. Yeah, gun show's out. I did the Murph
Yep,
last
Rock's here.
weekend.
Barry's here.
Did the Murph last weekend. I'm sore as shit. I can barely lift my arms up. It's about. I gotta really be slow with it. That's as high as
By
it
the way,
goes.
you gotta fix our camera.
Yeah, I
bro.
do. I do. Me and Mark are on the same stretching schedule right now, and we're here.
It's
though.
not too bad. I can like sort of yawn now.
Man, those
kinda nice.
those do look tiny. We got the PD cam at a new angle tonight.
We
Say
do.
hi, everybody. Wave up at the camera. There we go. I kind of like this view. You know,
It is fun.
it's
I like it.
Maybe we should
Actually, flip it back because a lot of people have never seen what we look at.
Yeah.
So, like, there's the TV there.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, we got our casting couch over there. Out the door there is where all the children play.
Yeah.
And then you can't see it, but directly over there is the vault.
yeah, and the
And you can
fridge.
see one of the lights.
Yeah,
You got the Butker jersey
is-
over there.
this is the studio right here.
I like that I'm like the hands of the audience right now. This is fun. And then you turned it back to me and I'm doing boobs. It's a good time.
I love it. So, and actually, one thing I wanted to do was just turn us up a little bit for the YouTube channel.
Oh, are we streaming over there right now?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
I think that one's it.
Why is that on? There we
I
go.
think that one's it. So
Okay.
I wanted just to turn it up just a little bit because I'm just reposting episodes now
Yeah. I
instead of
noticed. Which again, now I'll have to change our page.
yeah season 9 stuff.
That's what inspired me to like do that. I was thinking about that and I was just like, yeah, if we're just gonna put it on YouTube now, we should probably like take that off.
Hey, we have like 45 views over our last 3 episodes.
on YouTube.
Yeah, and the last
Dang.
one was like almost 30 some.
Okay.
So we're getting there. I think if we slowly just build into just releasing the YouTube right
Sure.
after,
I'm fine with that.
we'll get some. And a lot of them, I think 95% was from recommended.
I think the scary thing about YouTube is it includes the pre and post show because we don't edit that, and sometimes shit gets said on there that's like, I would rather that not be out there for free on the internet.
Exactly.
I'm to the
At
point.
least for more than 2 weeks. I mean, people can
Yeah.
always clip stuff out of here if
Right.
they really wanted to. But
I'm to the point now, though. It's like, I mean, it's just
yeah,
if we get really big, then we go back and edit the videos.
Mhm.
Fine.
Some of us just
That's
we
true.
think about that because of our jobs.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I have that
also,
too.
I don't know if this was pure coincidence. Since we're in the pre-show, we can actually talk like we're you and the audience who are part of this.
Yeah.
Last couple episodes, Hannah, I think you need to be more right on top of your microphone. You were just coming in a little soft.
Okay.
Damn it! I even tried to edit that.
It's
No, you're
because-
good.
It's because I can hear myself breathing.
No, I know. Yeah.
And so then I'm like, back away.
But then when you talk, like, then get up all up in that thing. A giant black stick in front of your face.
Whoa!
wow, that went.
This is this is Hannah. We're
Just
talking
mind the
about.
head because these are expensive and they're very sensitive.
All right, we're moving on.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, why are we putting that on the internet for free?
We shouldn't be saying that on the
It's not
internet
an
for
audio.
free.
That's what we do. Yeah, I mean, we can get going. That way we can get all of our guests.
Yeah, and PD's out, but he did say he was going to try like hell to make it over tonight.
Okay.
That
That would actually be kind of fun. Like him walking in, we all just celebrate.
PD. Anyway, I just
great.
throw it over on the other channel real quick. Oh yeah, we don't need that. Say what?
We wasted the good surprise on you,
Oh,
which is funny because in that movie, he throws sticks down to watch the rollerbladers fall. So this is just a full circle podcast right now.
Let me make sure audio levels are good. Yep,
I guess
that's
I could
good.
check the Twitch stream. You sound great. Do our sound sound great? Let's see. That
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
fine.
Okay, we're
Sounds
good.
Does something like this sound good? Oh, there it is. See, Brett did that perfectly. Oh, it's got the emote and everything.
Oh, that was Brett. I just think that's
See all this shit too?
Oh, that's cool. Why can't we see that here?
I don't know.
That must just be a Twitch thing. I love that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Brett.
It's like an emote, like
Is that because we lost the bet? He's just feeling sorry for us now?
no, he's always wanted to subscribe with Prime, but like I wouldn't let him for some reason, and so he must have figured
Prime wouldn't let him?
Oh, it wouldn't let him do it on his phone. He could only do it on the computer.
Oh, that's dumb.
So either he figured out how to do it on his phone, or he's on his computer right now.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, Brett. Also, speaking of, how are the Knicks doing?
They are not doing well.
Oh, no. Hey, they weren't
And
the
they're
other
not
night
even
either.
playing tonight, but they're not doing well.
Or Thunder, yeah. Or Timberwolves, yeah. We need the Timberwolves to win this game, and that's not
Yeah, and they're
gonna
not
happen.
going to because it's like
All right. Well, that is why I bought the
shit.
case of beer tonight, because I flushed our $25 down the drain. So you're all are welcome.
Thank you.
Free
Thank
beer
you.
for all of you, courtesy of the money we're not going to get from Brett now, because I wasted it on a bet.
Green Light God says Wolves are done for.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Poop.
I think
Which
the Knicks are done.
Laptops out.
I think it's going to be a Pacers Thunder.
I think the Knicks will win like at home the next game, but yeah, it's going to be hard. They would have to steal game 6.
Yeah.
And
I've been listening to the pundits way too much this week. So
Yeah.
It's just not, I don't think it's going to happen.
Dang it.
look, I'm just going to say this right now, though. Like, assuming the Pacers beat the Knicks, which is pretty fair to say that they will since they're up 3-1, Thunder are in 5. Like, I don't,
Oh,
even think,
yeah.
I don't even think the finals is going to be close.
I think since there hasn't been
Halliburton
a
will
sweep,
give you 1,
yeah,
and that's it.
there hasn't been a sweep in a while.
No.
So I think you're pretty close with 5. Maybe 6 if we're lucky.
Yeah.
Maybe 6.
Maybe.
Who is Green Light God? Do you know Green Light God?
Barry,
Barry.
who plays golf with my brother and stuff.
Oh,
Best
yeah,
friend.
yeah. Austin.
Ran over the yucca.
Damn it.
That guy.
Oh, I know.
that fella.
We played a lot of beer darts at Brett's bachelor party with Austin.
And then that one guy just kept taking it in the calf,
Yeah,
which was super weird.
I thought that was Austin. No,
No, that wasn't Austin. That was it Trevor? Brett, remind me who took it in the calf. Oh yeah, it was Dale. Yeah.
Dale.
Of course it was Dale.
Dale. Yeah, that was wild.
Just metal darts straight through the calf.
Just no fucks given.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
Here,
it's a
real
good time.
quick, we'll get a shot of the PD cam, which is stationed up high. So, you can see my hand just barely. That's what the studio looks like tonight. We're gonna have a few guests on tonight for the season finale of season 8,
Yep.
and then we're gonna break for about
We're only 45 minutes behind schedule. It's cool.
3 months. Oh yeah, I know. We should probably get started.
2.5 months. Yeah.
2.5, 3 months, something like that.
It's too long, whatever it is.
It is. It is.
Usually we come back, we have a banger show, and then episode 2 is NFL preview extravaganza.
Yep.
Yes, it has to be.
Yep. It's usually the way it works.
All right. I think we've let this thing go on long enough. Derek's just he's gonna get here when he gets here.
Yep.
If he comes.
Yep.
I did tell him it was season finale, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that." And so I'm hoping that he types his notes quickly and then gets over. We have Steve, and then Shauna, and then
Caleb and then Fred.
Caleb, and then Fred. Okay.
Does Caleb know how to use the phone this time?
Well, it's not how to use it. It's he needs to be in his car, which is where his best reception is.
Oh Jesus!
So this will be fun.
Just move to Russell already.
We get you have tenure, but
I know. Just make that part of your thing that you just keep your tenure when you move to Russell. All right. Well, let's get started. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Coming to you live from the front porch. Welcome to In the Middle Podcast, a podcast about living life in the Midwest. So pour a glass, sit on your ass, and join the conversation as we talk all things sports, hobbies, and life's greatest conundrums. Mark,
Sight.
what's up, dude?
I'm just happy that my left arm was on the snare and not the hi-hat because my right arm is okay
It's
to do
better
the
than
hi-hat and the roll-offs.
Yeah.
But the left arm just has to stay snare. Otherwise, we're in trouble.
I mean, we're 2 weeks from your double arm sling.
I'm in week 3 of it happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're doing a hell of a lot better.
I'm doing great. Yes.
That's good.
Left arm is definitely a lot more tight and sore. Actually, the way I described it to my physical therapist, right arm feels like I'm stretching.
Yeah.
Left arm feels like I'm sore, like I went to the gym and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's how it feels. So then when I get a sharp shooting pain, it's usually a left arm because I go to like swat a fly or something like that.
Yeah. That sucks.
But otherwise, I'm doing good. But the one thing that is keeping me going is we got new merch on.
We do.
We do. You, for those of you not watching, which you should, on twitch.tv/ITM Kansas,
There it is.
Sipe, sun's out, guns out.
Yeah,
even
thank
though it's
you.
rainy today.
It is.
So-
and you can see my tan line very prevalent on,
Yeah.
on the camera.
So you got the ITM tank, which
Yeah.
is great, the patriotic tank.
Yes, the 4th of July tank. Man.
I matched you with the ITM Kansas logo, like the
Yes.
Kansas logo, not the podcast logo.
Still American flag, though.
Got the American flag little ITM hat.
Yes.
And then the one that we were really excited about because we have not gotten to talk about it yet. But us Catholics and just Christians in general get
Yeah.
to rejoice because the Pope is not only from America,
Right.
which we're representing. He's from Chicago, which therefore means territorially he's from the Midwest.
The Midwest,
which
baby.
means in so facto, the Pope says ope.
The Pope says, "Oh,
So go on over to the merch store
Yeah.
and get your Pope says ope ITM shirts, which by the way, on the back, you can't actually, turn on the studio cam.
yeah." Hold on.
This is actually kind of hard because I only have one arm.
There it
Look at
is.
that, right on the
Yeah,
back.
you can see it. It has ITM right there in between the blades,
Yeah.
baby.
So people will know that this is an ITM special. If you see this shirt or this design anywhere else and it doesn't have the official ITM logo on the back,
Call us.
yeah, copyright infringement.
Yeah.
MFers.
Yeah. Was there paperwork I had to sign for that? I didn't do that.
But we
should
have
have probably did
dates
that.
and we could still go to court and win that case.
All right,
Yes.
I'm
deal.
saying like,
Done.
look, we did it first. Clearly yours came
Yeah,
after.
you sold at least $1,000 worth of shirts. We need at least what's the case cost? Like $30?
I don't know.
Give us $30.
Yeah.
You're sponsoring our next show.
There you go. So yeah, go check out the merch store because there's definitely some cool stuff. Yeah, Hannah got a Stanley
Oh yeah, can
like
I?
cup.
Yep.
Are you drinking out of that tonight?
No, not tonight.
No. All right.
We
On the-
showed the coffee mug last time,
Which I do drink out of daily
which is
at work.
sick. Yeah, love the coffee mug. We still have cookies from the season floating around over there.
season one-
We should
or
like set
episode
one of
100.
those up.
Yeah.
I wonder if I should tell Tasha that they're still sitting out here.
At this point, I mean,
And,
You want to break your teeth?
Actually, not too long ago, I saw Elliot eating one.
yeah.
Or was it
Oh.
Ben? It might have been
It
Ben.
was probably Ben.
Maybe if you absolutely saturated it in milk, it would be edible.
There you go.
Christmas ornament. That's a good.
That is
that's
a
a
good
good one.
idea.
I like that.
There you go. Well, real fast, we'll do house cleaning and then we'll bring on our guests. So basically, what we're doing on today's show, like I'll bury that lead first, is we are very nice. We are emulating episode 100 in the sense that we are bringing on all the guests that were unable to make it to episode 100, and they
Yes.
will now be here for this show. So we will enjoy the likings of Steve, Shauna, Caleb, and Fred. We're going to have a really
Yes.
great time with their topics, and they're going to get extended time as well. But we do, of course, have to shout out our Patreon supporters, Miss Hannah Haggard, Mr. Joe Roth, and Mr. Eric Rourke. And then, of course, our longest running supporter, Mr. Hunter Key. And thank you to all of our Twitch subscribers. My brother, right before the show went live, went or subscribed with Prime. So we appreciate my brother Brett for that. So, yeah. Go head on over to our Twitch, support us there, support us on Patreon, support us in whatever way you like. We accept beer.
Yeah. And if you want to be a sponsor of the show, like PD is.
That's right. If you want to be a sponsor on the show and give us just cold hard cash, that's what I was trying to say,
Which some of us do and still support
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
then
yes.
you can be like McNary Chiropractic Family Health and Wellness, who sponsors the McNary Chiropractic Dad Joke of the Week, guaranteed to crack you up. So go see PD here in Russell, Kansas for all of your family chiropractic health and wellness needs. Sipe, what is our Dad Joke of the Week today?
Well, and I got to go and see PD in his career job here today. So I really liked being able to support him as he supports us. Well, wait a minute. He supported me with my need. He filled it. Yeah. Go and get a service done if your back's all jacked up like mine.
Again, this all just sounds dirty.
Yeah, here we go. It kind of does. Here's the joke. I hate my job as a taxi driver. People are always talking behind my back.
Oh my God. I love it.
So bad. Real quick though, that also reminded me. I posted on Facebook about it. So if you're watching me or following me on Facebook or for friends, whatever, today is also May 28th, and this would be
yes.
my cousin Buddy's 31st birthday today. So God rest his soul. He's all looking down at us right now, and cheers to Buddy.
I'm a pour one out.
Yeah, we miss you, bud, and continue looking down on us, earthly folk, especially right here before the fishing trip. Yeah, hey, put me on like a 3-pounder this weekend, just for one time. I just want one big fish, bud. And you know how I fish. Steve and I fish the same. We don't really fish. We just go out there and drive the boat around, drink beer, and put a line in the water. So give me a big fish this weekend, if you would, please.
I love it. Well, speaking of Steve, he's here,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Dumpster Steve's in the
should
studio.
Should we just hit the button and get topic number 1 going?
Let's get topic number 1 going. Get on back
Steve,
here,
come
Steve.
on down. You've been selected for the Price is Right.
Yeah, and we're all the guests are coming this way because the camera cord for the PD cam in the studio is right
there.
behind you.
I see.
So headphones, and then we can unmute that mic, and we're ready to go.
Heck yes.
Oh my goodness!
Very nice.
That picked up. Sorry, guys.
Oh, is it
Oh,
tangled?
oh no!
What is happening?
Here, watch this. Yep. That and that, and that's away, and there we go.
Now let's make sure we can hear Steve. Steve, say hi to the folks.
What up? What up?
I think that worked.
And you got to talk
Maybe.
right into that,
There
baby.
you go.
How about now?
Oh,
Now
there it
we're
is.
good. Now we're good.
There it is. And funny enough, though, that mic is probably one of the best mics that we have, and we only use it for guests, which is funny.
I know.
Save the best for the guest, you know? Yeah,
Put that on a t-shirt.
that we need to.
What we do in the Midwest.
As we put it on a
Hold
t-shirt.
on.
The best for the guest in the Midwest. Hey, bing.
Okay, that is a t-shirt.
All right, copyright.
write
TM,
that
TM,
down.
TM.
All right. Steve's here.
Yope says Pope. Wait. I've been drinking and I had
The
hydrocodone.
Ope says Pope.
Thanks, Fred.
Damn it. We missed that one. So, Steve, longtime guest of the show, longtime listener of the show. You have a topic that you brought to us today. What's
Sure
the
do.
topic?
I'm gonna do my top 5 list of tool brands.
Ooh, so top
Hey.
5.
And
Thought
he
there
would
was only
know
2.
because, Steve, what is your occupation outside of living in a dumpster? Dumpster Steve.
Digging, not living. I do custom cabinets in Hayes.
That's right. And feel free to promote because you brought us all a little gift today for the final episode of season 8.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Like
Sig-
you can
Shout
say
it
like
out.
yeah, give a shout out.
Signature custom cabinets in Hayes, Kansas.
this is called free advertising. Just so you know.
And so, Steve, you've been in this shop for what, 10 years now?
13.
13 years. So building cabinets for a long time. You know your power tools. You know
Most of the time.
most of the, you know what brands say what, but you have your top 5.
Yes.
And we're not going to go and share all of our top 5s, but at the end of your top 5, we're going to essentially say what brand that we do buy.
Yes.
And then what kind of stigma is based off of who you are based off that brand. Does that work?
Works for me.
I feel
this.
like this would be something that my brother would do, but for like tractors.
Yes, absolutely.
Your John Deere, your International, your
Yeah.
like all that.
I'm not
right.
Case. I know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not the red machine.
Or like just heavy machine. Are you a
Fred
cat?
is, though.
Are you a cat fan?
You look,
No, New Holland, the
you look
yellows.
more
There
like
you
a
go.
Massey guy.
Yeah. I don't even know what that one is.
Massey Ferguson,
Yeah. What color is that?
What is it, like gray or something?
It's still red.
I think.
Is it maroon?
No.
Anyway.
Orangey red ish.
Okay. I'll take it. I'm a Massey
Is that
guy.
a color? Orangey red.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
think
it is a
so.
color.
It's a new one.
Yeah. So, Steve, should we start on number 5 or number 1?
Let's do one.
Okay.
So-
Actually, let's do 5.
okay.
All right.
So
Reverse order.
worst of your 5.
I would go Bosch.
Bosch.
Okay.
a
Actually,
light
let me ask
blue.
you this. Since we're talking your top 5, what is the brand you would say like don't buy this brand at all, people?
Oh.
Like help us out
because there's more
I'm
than 5.
clueless in terms of that. Like what should I avoid if I'm buying tools?
Cobalt.
Cobalt.
Ooh,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, you're taking a dig at Lowe's
Sorry,
there.
Lowe's, your tools suck.
All right. You heard it here first from the expert. Don't buy Cobalt. Suck it,
There
Lowe's.
used to also be a brand like that though from Home Depot that's I think in the top 5. Or is it not? Is it not in the top 5?
Is it your brand?
Yeah.
That's honorable mention.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Well, let me just say this. Lowe's, if you want us to say nice things about you, please sponsor our show. We accept beer
I'll
as
take
payment.
back what I said.
We'll take $100 a month.
Okay. So no Cobalt. Got it.
Okay. Did you ever give us number 5 or did we just
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Here's number
Or
5.
I did. Bosch.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
Light
Okay.
light blue.
So I put them at 5. They make great tools. Don't get me wrong. We just don't have any, so I don't know a lot about them.
Yeah. Which Bosch is they make good sanders. Do you guys have any
Their
Bosch sanders?
No.
No?
We have a few routers that are pretty good.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah.
Also, I like that you're going Pat McAfee right now.
Well, I was just too cramped over
No,
here.
he's talking about the bro tank
yeah.
with the chest
The
hamburger.
standing
chest
and-
hammer.
now, so obviously, like certain stores have certain brands. Like, what is Bosch like associated with, like big brand style,
Ooh.
or are they
They
more
are-
like an
They're
independent?
kind of independent.
Okay.
Home Depot has them.
Menards.
Menards, Lowe's.
Yeah.
So they're kind of everywhere.
All right.
I think they're great tools. They're just we don't have a lot of them, so I don't have a lot of experience with them.
It's probably because they're scarce because they don't have that big box store that puts out a lot of tools.
They don't have the main aisles
Yeah.
and the
Sure.
main branding.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right.
Although their dishwashers are top notch.
Wait a minute. That's the same Bosch?
I think so.
No
They make
shit.
A lot of stuff.
Okay.
I did not know
I
that.
think. Don't quote me.
I do know.
I don't have space for a dishwasher, but when we eventually redo our
can help
kitchen
you.
after all of our kids move out. By the way, what do you do with metal cabinets?
Throw them away.
I was gonna say I got
Actually,
two of
you
them
could-
that I'm supposed to try to sell for the last like 2 summers, and I've never posted an ad for 'em. So sorry,
Actually,
Katie.
if they're in good shape, there's people that'll buy them. So
No, I know. I just meant like, would you use
Oh,
them?
no.
Because I would just give them to you if you really wanted. So, okay.
All right. Number 4.
Oh, now I gotta go backwards.
You're the one who started it.
Yeah, I know.
I know. But
I gave you the option.
God dang it.
Hold on. I think I have it.
Let me.
That one. That one. That one.
That one.
Ooh.
God, now I look like an idiot.
That one's tough though.
Would help if I played the Jeopardy music.
That make me think worse. I'm gonna go rigid.
Yep. That's what I
Okay.
almost said it. I almost said it for you.
So rigid is like the Home Depot's brand.
Oh, wait a
Only
minute.
sold at Home Depot.
But you already said what Ryobi was honorable mention, so I'm lost now.
Yeah, I was thinking
Okay.
Ryobi too.
So Rigid is number 4. Rigid does have a good selection of tools.
And they're not bad.
They're not bad, yeah. And they've gotten better over the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
In more selection of tools of different uses. But I think the only downfall is they're only there for Home Depot.
Only sold. Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you? Here's a total sidebar. What would you rather be? Not bad or not great?
I think I would rather be. That's a good one.
That is really good.
You know, because I feel like when it's not bad, you're kind of like they should be bad, but they're not. But maybe they get a bad rap.
That's a.
But if
Now
you're
you're
not
t-
great,
now you're talking-
It's like, are they bad,
Now
or
you're
is it just
talking
like,
Harbor
well, they're
Freight.
not like top
Right.
shelf?
Now
See
you're
now,
talking Harbor Freight, like Bauer and Hercules.
see,
Okay.
I was thinking Hercules. Hercules aren't bad.
They're not bad, but they're not great.
Right. But then you look at Rigid, and I would say that those
They're
aren't
mid.
aren't great,
as the kids say.
but they're not bad. Wait a minute. I double negative myself.
I think Rigid's
good-
not.
it's a
not
good
great.
tool.
They're not bad.
Yeah, it's a good
now You
tool.
got me confused.
Yeah. I think it's just a good tool.
So
All right.
So is our buddy Chris.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm
here.
also going to
Here
take
all
this
week.
moment to once again shout out our Twitch subscribers because if you're my brother who just subscribed with Prime, he's still listening to this. Whereas if you're not subscribed, you're in an ad right now.
Yeah.
So, hi, Brett.
Yeah, hi,
You're
Brett.
seeing this live, and
up,
everyone
Brett?
else is watching an ad.
Yeah.
So, suck it, people, not giving us money.
Subscribed.
Yeah. Losers.
All right, number 3.
Freeloaders.
DeWalt.
DeWalt is number 3.
All right.
Because I know you're number 1.
Interesting.
I don't know if you do.
Oh shit. Ooh. Okay,
Okay.
never mind.
No,
I might have number 1 now.
No.
DeWalt's like sturdy, though.
Chris.
Like, when I think DeWalt, I think like heavy duty.
Yeah, and DeWalt
yeah,
is
maybe in your
good.
baby's diaper.
See, I'm also not a craftsman at all.
No, DeWalt's not bad. I actually have quite a bit of it at home.
Yep.
They're
because
also
it's
not
cheaper.
good.
Yeah, it's cheaper.
It's cheaper than my number 2.
Yeah. Which I okay, you just gave it
I
away.
think you would know what number 1 is.
I think
and
I
I don't
figured
have
it
a
out.
lot of it.
Yep, I know
Yeah,
it.
you know
All
what
right.
it is.
So your number 3 is DeWalt. DeWalt's a really good. It's and a lot of construction people use DeWalt like religiously. My father-in-law is a DeWalt guy through and through. He's been since like 25 years ago. I mean, he has the old 18 volt battery with the
It's about this big.
yeah with the stick
thumbs up.
Yeah, the thumbs up going through it. But then he started getting into like the 60 volt stuff and the 40 volt stuff, and he swears by it. And so, but once you get locked into a platform, you kind of don't leave it either, unless you're going to do
until Christmas hits and you get the deals both ways.
right, or you
Which
you
is what happened to
completely
me.
sell all of your tools, and then you just go with 1 or 2 brands. So yeah, DeWalt. That's top 3 though. I think I know your top 2 and top 1.
You know what my
but
brands are? Hand me down.
whatever's free in the mail.
Hand me down handymans. That's my brand.
T-shirt.
Put that on a shirt. Yeah.
There you go.
Hand me down, handyman.
Handies,
Not the
watch me
handyman
change
you're
this
thinking
light
of.
bulb.
handyman handies. I mean, what?
Hey, well.
Handyman.
Number 2 on the tool.
Number two, Steve. Here we
All
go.
right, number 2, Milwaukee.
Okay.
And this
So-
is where I thought
And
was
that's my
number 1.
brand.
So
That's my brand.
Milwaukee would be. This is confusing. Would be my number 1. That's
Yes.
what I buy.
But it's not the number 1 for you.
Right.
Like you wish you could buy number 1 all the time, but number 2 is the number 1 because that's what you can't afford.
Right. Which Milwaukee's great tools, heavy duty tools, a little overpriced.
But
I'll
they
admit it,
last
but they do.
forever.
Their batteries.
Yeah, their
could be a
batteries
little
are
better.
great.
They could be a little better.
Yeah. I mean, if you use them every day.
Longer.
Here's what I'm referring to since we mentioned the whole Ryobi thing. So before we like reveal the number 1, Ryobi, while yes, like I have a Ryobi mower, like obviously I hand me down a leaf blower,
Yep.
all that sort of stuff. I will say the one thing that drives me crazy about Ryobi is one, there's different obviously battery sizes for different
40
things.
volt, 18.
And they're super expensive.
Yep.
But like whether it's the battery or the charger, I feel like they don't last longer than a year or 2. Like
Yeah.
before you have to replace that part. And it's like
Especially
that's
the
frustrating.
bigger batteries with the bigger tools.
Right. Whereas the Milwaukee, and this is why I was saying about the Milwaukee battery, I've had Milwaukee tools. Now, granted, am I like doing stuff every day? Absolutely not. But I can't remember the last time I've had to charge the battery for my power drill.
Oh yeah.
Because-
and that's a 12 volt too.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean is like I use that thing whenever I have a house project, which
Yeah.
isn't a lot. But again, I probably haven't charged that battery in years and it's still working.
Which
Yep.
So it doesn't
Honestly-
lose juice over time.
Milwaukee, don't sleep on 12 volts because the
No shit.
technology, that's pretty much all I have in my install kits.
It's
Just
12 volt.
because they're smaller, they got pretty close to the same power for what I need.
I'll be damned.
So
Yeah.
I keep a lot of the M12 or M18 in the shop because it's
Yeah.
bigger.
That's cool. All right.
let's do honorable mention.
Oh,
Okay.
I like this.
I love it.
I like switching
Ryobi's
up.
my honorable mention
Yep.
for, I call it the dad tools,
It is.
Yes.
the DIYer,
It is.
and they have the number one, or how do I say this? The most M18 tools of any tool
Yes.
brand, because they have all the knockoff stuff,
Yeah.
Right.
speakers, a pool floating speaker, all kinds of random stuff, which is my honorable mention because it's cheap.
Yeah.
It's not bad, not great, not bad,
Not great,
but
not bad.
they just so much of it. It's cheap. You can buy it. You don't care.
I do like that if it's the same style of battery, like a
Yes.
slide and that sort of stuff, like whether it's a 20 volts or 40 volts or whatever, you can use it on any of the things as long as it takes the same style of it.
Right.
Because I think the blower I inherited from you is a 20 volt, but I use my 40 volt in it all the time.
Yeah, I think the difference was the amp hour. Because aren't those all the 40 volt, and then it's like 2 amp hour, 4 amp
Yeah,
hour,
so
6
you've
amp
got
hour.
like your 40 volt. You got
Slide on.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
2 amp. 3
That's what I
amp,
mean, the
4 amp,
slide.
5
Yeah,
amp,
yeah, yeah.
whatever. yeah.
Yeah, and so it depends on if you want to spend $200, $150, or $100.
Sure.
If you want to last 8 hours, 6 hours, or 2 hours,
Yeah, is essentially all it is.
pretty much.
But they do go bad after about 3 to 4 years. I found a hack on YouTube that you can cut the whole thing open and push a reset button. Of course, they don't have that on the outside of the battery,
Well, of course not.
but you have to crack it open and you can reset it by pushing a paper clip on 2 terminals on.
terminals.
Yep.
I've seen that.
Yep.
Interesting.
And so-
it jump starts it and
Yeah.
shocks it or whatever. they call it.
So to the point where it doesn't have an error when you try to put on the charger, so it actually take a charge again.
Yeah.
Brett in the chat, not sure if this is number one. He's saying Bauer's a sleeper.
It's not his number one. I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you that.
All right.
But-
What's your thoughts on Bauer?
So
Bury my
Bauer's,
brother. Do it. Crush him.
He's it's a Harbor Freight brand, but I think their technology's gotten a shit ton better in the last
So,
4 or
like-
5 years.
I would say, I don't know. I don't use them. I would say Hercules is a little better,
Yep.
but they're both pretty equal. And there again, you get a cheaper tool.
Yep.
It lasts. I mean, they last just fine.
I think it's comparable without some of you roll up onto a job site and they're like, "Oh, dude, you have Bauer," like loser. And
But the one thing, I got a friend who does farm work and they have a welding rig.
yeah,
And it's all decked out with Bauer. Whoops. Because, they work fine. They're cheap.
yes.
If you break one, just go buy a new one.
That's why my
and-
brother
and
likes
the
it, is because he's in the oil field. So
Yeah,
that's
and the-
probably why.
the warranty on them though are freaking unreal though. Like if you break
Harbor
them,
Freight's warranty's crazy.
it's like 3 or 4 years or something. It's
you go.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So you're paying cheaper for the price of the tool, but if it breaks, so what? Just go back
Just
and get
throw
a
it
new
away
one.
and get a new one. Yeah.
Right.
Sweet.
All right. Do we do a drum roll for your number one?
You need like a power drill.
Yeah, the power drill. Damn it. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'm kidding.
Chris can't find his Ryobi, and if he did, it's probably dead.
Yeah. Well, yeah, be careful. Okay.
Oh, sorry, that was your drill's a DeWalt. My bad.
All right. Number one, Steve.
Number one, Festool.
I knew it.
Festool.
It took me a second, but when you said I don't have a whole lot of them, I was like, yep, that's it.
Me personally, I have one sander. Our shop has them.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. If you had the budget, all the budget in the world, you would buy a Ryo or a Festool Impact and a drill?
No.
No? So what would you buy? Just the...
Milwaukee. Oh, they're specialty tools. So back up. Festool is a German-made woodworking tools.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I've never heard of
They're
Festool. That's why. I
Very
was,
expensive,
Yeah.
but if like sanders, they're dust extractors,
Yep.
and their track saws aren't bad too. That's about all I'd buy. And their domino,
So the
which
Domino...
is like a glorified biscuit joiner.
yeah, but the XL is what, $1,700?
I think we paid about $2,000.
$2,000. And their small Domino or the regular one is
About $1,500.
$1,500.
So it's just like
Just the-
everything else. You get what you pay for, but no other. They have a patent on the domino, so no other company makes them.
But I heard that the patent's going up in like 4 or 5 years though.
Probably
Which at that point,
it's in the works. There's other companies that have something.
yeah. Yeah. And they're starting to knock it off a little bit with some jigs that you can buy for drills and routers and stuff, which is pretty cool. But it's not Festool, because Festool cornered the market in that area. And I think the main difference on their tool is because not only does it join where it helps it with the up and down movement, but it's also structural instead of like a biscuit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's mainly used.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's the
little-
domino.
Yep. It's mainly used for aligning,
Yeah.
keeping your boards when you're gluing like a tabletop. It keeps them smooth or flat,
Flat. Yep.
and it adds a little structural support because your end grains don't glue that big,
More than what we used in high school learning, which was a biscuit.
right?
And a biscuit
Which
does a
looks
good
like a
job.
football,
Yeah, it does a good job of making it flat, like up and down,
right?
but there's no structural integrity at all.
Not much.
And that's where the domino essentially cornered the market and said, yeah, not only are we doing up and down, we're also making it somewhat sturdier.
Kind of like a take on a dowel.
Yeah,
putting a dowel
absolutely.
jig.
Yeah.
So
And then real quick, all right, when I say a brand, what type of person are you? Okay. So if I own this brand,
Oh, I like this.
what type of person are you? Okay, we're going to start with this one. Craftsman.
Craftsman, you are a 65-year-old
Yes.
retired dad of 6 with 14 grandkids, and
Yes.
you're still plugging away at your 1975 wrenches that still have lifetime warranty.
Yes. Yes. That's what that's exactly what I was looking for. All
Don't
right.
ask me any others because I got nothing.
No, you have this one for sure because I threw you a softball earlier. You already kind of mentioned it.
Brett said John Hurdle, which is in my head. I was like, oh my God, that's my dad.
Mine too.
Don't sleep on Craftsman, but they have gone down a little bit.
Yeah. Old
Thanks a lot,
Craftsman.
Sears.
Old Craftsman was really good stuff.
Sears Craftsman was good.
Lowe's Craftsman is shit.
Yeah.
My dad was Sears. For
Okay, you mentioned it earlier though, but Ryobi.
So Ryobi is your 25 to 45-year-old dad of 2. Drives
Maybe.
a jacked up Ford F-250.
Oh God.
Tow mirrors out. Never pulled a trailer in his life.
Yep.
But by God, he's going to hang that door crooked.
Hell yes.
Hey, I will
Wife.
say, while I'm not a particular way, one way or another, I can drive a fucking trailer. Okay,
Straight. or
that's the
backwards?
hurdle blood in me right there.
Hey, we weren't targeting. All right. I have Ryobi.
I have Ryobi, so.
No, I
And-
know. I was
This
thinking more
is a
like
stereotypical Ryobi guy.
I was thinking like Ryobi is the guy who's like, yeah, like for example, everything's electrical. You know, like in terms of like battery operated.
Yeah.
You know, that's still not new technology, but newer, like more. Gen Z
Gen Z
style.
Nah, Ryobi's not driving a Tesla. Tesla costs too much.
All right.
They're more like the electric car from Japan that like you spent $4,500 and shipped it over.
Okay.
Okay. All right. This one it might throw you for a loop, but I'm surprised it didn't make it on your list. But also I'm not surprised. Makita. Yeah, Makita.
To be honest, I think back, I probably would have had Makita over Rigid, but I didn't write shit down, so I
Yeah,
lost it.
but Makita I don't think has the volume of tools, and I don't think they're. Well, they are probably better than Rigid as far as like side by side tool comparison, but they don't have the options like Rigid does.
No,
I mean, Rigid has the track saw.
you don't. So does Makita.
Oh shit, they do. I forgot.
So
Damn it.
Let's back up on track saws
They
Okay,
have a purple drill. Why would you not buy it?
Makita does.
Yeah.
because he hates purple.
I hate purple.
I was just making a comment from the.
Home Depot sells
Home
Makita.
Depot's got a little bit, not a lot, but
Yeah,
So track saw, we're talking track saws.
yeah.
Makita's track saw is phenomenal. Actually.
Okay, all right.
So it's right up there with the Milwaukee.
Random question, because this has literally popped in my brain and I have not thought about this in years. My wife got like a hot pink? I don't
Yeah.
remember. Some sort of pink tool set. Is that an actual brand or was that like tools for the ladies?
Is it in a plastic case? Like
yeah.
Hammer?
Yeah.
That's
A marketing.
Chinese
Okay,
Here,
I don't know.
Yo.
She like got it when she like moved out of her parents' house, and it's like,
Oh, I
well, in
remember
case you
this.
need to do something, and it's like, yeah, because Katie would know how to use a power drill.
You hang a hammer in the.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
You hang a picture and the hammer breaks.
Yeah, and the drill that came with it was like just a screwdriver, and you plug it into the bottom of it, and then plug it into the wall. Like the battery is
And when you're
embedded.
screwing the bits going like
Yeah.
this,
Yep.
Yeah.
Some of us got tools and toolboxes for Christmas from our dads, and they were
Yep.
yellow and black and the big old.
oh yeah,
Ooh,
Stanley.
Stanley.
Right.
Stanley?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Stanley's.
Okay, so I'm going to
Fun
give
fact: Stanley Black and Decker owns DeWalt.
no shit. I did not know that. Yeah, but yellow and black, that makes sense. I'll give you the description of who I see when I think of Makita. Old construction guy, definitely knows the ways, swears by Makita. It's the best brand out there. Probably drives like a Ford Ranger as his work truck. Lifted though. And then he definitely says yee yee when he's driving on
And
the road.
has big old truck nuts on the back.
Yes. Yeah. I'm pretty confident.
I've
it's
never
Makita.
felt like less of a man in a conversation. My brother says, by the way, additional finale tip of the day: Mac Tools drill bits, $200 lifetime warranty.
Ooh. Yep. And
Joe
the
box in there.
job box
Yeah, job box in there.
on the Ranger too. Yeah.
There you go.
So I'm pretty
Okay,
confident.
I need
we
to
got
know
him.
what Milwaukee
Time out.
guys
I'm
are.
gonna stay off the Mac Tools because that's just
Yeah, that's a whole
that's a
different
big
industry.
old loan waiting to happen.
That too. I mean, but that's what's dedicated
That's
to mechanics.
That's the modern day free candy van.
It is.
It ain't free. The hat's free after you spend 10 grand on a toolbox.
Yeah, it's like what's the other one like that?
Snap-on.
Snap on. Yeah.
What's Milwaukee though? 'Cause
So-
that's me.
I got a Milwaukee guy, but it's
Not
not,
actually
you.
me.
But it's not you.
But I'm gonna pretend it's me
wanna-
because
I
I
wanna
have
hear yours.
Milwaukee tools.
So a Milwaukee guy is
Watch what you
either
say, I'm
I know. Milwaukee guy is a craftsman in his art. But what's different about Milwaukee is they go different between different industries. So it might be a mechanic, but it also might be a wind tech. It also might be a cabinet guy. It also might be a construction guy.
Lineman.
It might be a lineman.
got huge
And so
lineman
like a Milwaukee guy is like across all industries and probably can learn most of them because of how much they like just strewn to the details.
Milwaukee likes to cater to what their customers tell them.
Yep.
So,
They have great customer feedback. Like when
And-
we were techs, we had a tool guy at the site that would email Milwaukee about different changes that he would like to see when we're working on a freaking turbine. Yeah. And they would like respond back, not just an automated response. It was really cool.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. I'm glad I'm a Milwaukee guy by
You're
default.
not a Milwaukee guy.
I'm just saying I have a Milwaukee power drill.
he,
So
That doesn't
I'm
make
a
you a
Milwaukee
Milwaukee
guy.
he owns one of the 10-in-1 screwdrivers. All right, it's in the junk drawer. I've got 3 of them.
Also facts.
Oh, that's good.
Oh shoot.
All right. What else with tools, real quick? What's a brand that we haven't talked about? I don't think. I
I'm
mean,
gonna say you mentioned the Black and
oh,
Decker.
I got one.
Oh, here we go.
What's the Walmart brand that just came out?
Hart.
Hart. HART.
I feel like Hart is the Ryobi of Walmart.
Holy shit!
If you look at the designs, you put them next to each other. A lot of them look the same.
Wow.
And I'd have to remember who owns everything, but I feel like they're the same owner.
I know that Ryobi is made by the same as Milwaukee, at least manufacturer.
The owner's the same. Like
And-
TTI owns
Okay.
a shitload of brands. But
Okay.
are they made in the same factory? Maybe.
Yeah.
But
Interesting. No, that's
their-
good.
Their pack out boxes are made in Israel.
Really? The Milwaukee
Used to be.
or
They still are, yeah.
yeah.
Is it Israel or Turkey?
It's a Hong
I don't
Kong
remember.
based company.
Yeah. Hong Kong owns, or it's TTI. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hong Kong.
Hong
So-
Kong. Did you say Hong Kong?
What'd you say?
That's what I
Hong
heard.
Kong.
I was like, is there a goose in here?
Jesus. I didn't know
You
you,
knew
were
what I was
Canadian.
talking about. He's the one who knows about tools. That's all that matters.
Okay.
Sit down, Ryobi.
Well, as long as the listener heard that, I didn't hear it.
Oh, I said Hong Kong. He was talking about TTI.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I do.
It's
I look
research.
up things.
Did I not say Hong Kong?
No, you said
You
Hong
said
Kong
Hong
like
Kong.
a Canadian goose.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not. I said Hong
Rewind the tape.
Kong. All right.
All I
Yeah.
hear is Hong Kong.
All right. Listen to the car. Pause. Rewind 30 seconds. I say Hong Kong.
You just
All right,
said Hong
there-
Kong.
You just
again.
said Hong Kong again.
It does sound like a K, dude.
Are you serious? Is
Yeah.
this my southern accent coming out right
Are
now?
you drinking?
I don't.
I am drinking
You've
beer,
been-
but it's
Okay, I'm from
Hong.
the South, and I don't say it.
Other
Hong Kong.
than
Hong.
sir and ma'am, you've been out of the South too long. You don't have an accent.
I do.
You do not,
You do not.
I do when I'm not thinking about talking.
which is what you're doing now.
Nope.
You talk all the time, so you think about it.
Okay, here we go. Are you about done?
Are you blushing? Are you blushing?
All right. Who do we have up next, Mark?
We have Shauna coming in, but thank you to Dumpster Steve. Very well done. Feel free to stick around. Feel free to grab me another beer out of the fridge.
Tool guy turned
two.
beer bitch. Got it.
Yeah.
See ya, everybody.
Well, you sat in the chair.
You
If
did.
Derek
You
would
did
show
sit in the
up.
beer chair.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, if Derek would do his job.
I know.
Oh, you
Dang
should
it,
probably
Derek.
mute this. I don't know what mic that is.
I got it.
I can take it with me.
There you go. Yep, you're
I
solid.
don't know what the on air does. I wonder if that mutes as well. All right.
Beats me.
Do you have her queued up at all?
No, but I can.
All right, cue her up.
Do you not have her number?
I do, but my phone
Oh,
is over here.
I can get
and
Shauna.
it's USB-C.
this thing?
Yep. You still have the lightning port. So, thank you, Steve-O.
Thanks, Steve. We love you.
Steve, are you sitting down for a little bit, or are you heading out? All right.
It's gonna be funny.
Well,
you
don't
guys
you
won't be
leave
able to
without
hear
saying
Shauna at all, so you're just gonna hear one half of the conversation.
I know. You can't say you can't. Yeah, there's Steve, right over there. There he is. He's on the screen.
Okay, it says calling, but I'm not hearing her in my
Yeah,
headset.
hold on.
One moment, Shauna. Hold. Oh, now I hear you. You're solid. Sipe had you turned down.
You
I
always.
understand.
All
Hey,
right,
girl.
Shauna. Wait just a second. Ready?
Yes.
All right, we got Shauna in here on the line on number 2. Topic number 2. Here we go.
Line 2. Actually, it's like line 1, 2,
is
3,
line-
4, 5, 6, 7. Line 7.
Shauna, you're on line 6. How are you tonight, girl?
I'm doing okay. We've been in the car a lot.
Oh man, where are you headed?
We are going to Children's Mercy for an appointment for Theo.
Awesome. So on I-70 a lot today then.
Yeah, we actually ended up taking 50 on
Ooh.
Highway 50.
Oh,
Yes.
that's fun.
A new route for us.
Yeah, where's Highway 50?
Out of Newton.
Newton?
So we're like in Emporia right now.
Ah, yep, there it is.
And is that to avoid the rain or just like being scenic?
No, just being scenic. We had to drop Corinne off with my parents.
Oh,
So
there it is.
it kind of put us on a different trajectory.
Awesome.
Because she is not invited to overnight stays.
I heard that.
Yeah, she has ruined that. So
So, Shauna, you mentioned your parents, and I've heard around the scuttlebug that
Scuttlebutt.
But
is it butt?
Yeah.
Am I just missing everything
Yeah.
tonight, or what? Okay, I've
I'd
heard
say you're from
around
the South, but so is Hannah.
the scuttlebutt. I could have swore scuttlebug, but there's a story that you want to share about your parents' house.
yeah, so we have a big family debate.
Oh,
Well, mostly between me and my sister versus my dad,
okay.
about whether or not their house is haunted. And he is adamant that it is not.
Like a dad.
My sister and I believe differently because we had an experience.
Oh shit.
ooh, tell us the experience.
Yeah.
It was a day like today with all the rain, and we were home by ourselves, and the tornado sirens went off. They live out in the country, but we got the notification that there was a tornado warning, so we went downstairs with the dogs, and we were watching TV. We're like, well, we'll just watch a movie, pass the time.
Mm.
And my mom was in Wichita, my dad was working, nobody around. And we hear, we're settled down there, and we hear somebody walking around upstairs.
Oh no.
Ooh.
And I
Uh-oh.
was like, okay. And so I called my mom and I'm like, did you come home early? And she's like, no, I'm still in Wichita. It's
Uh-oh.
like, okay. So I called my dad. He's like, I'm at work. What do you need? Like, well, somebody is
Classic
at
dad
our
answer.
house.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you need?
Yeah.
I'm at work.
Yes. He's like, what are you doing? Like, well, somebody is upstairs and they're walking around. And we're really freaked out at this point. And he's like, well, it might be your grandpa. My grandpa's passed away, but
Hey, at least it's a friendly ghost.
So he doesn't believe that your house is haunted, but he said it might be your grandpa who's dead.
but he had not passed away at this point, but he has
Okay.
since.
Okay, sorry.
I realized how that sounded when I said it. But he used to love, he would get out on his motorcycle all the time. And so he's like, he may have just stopped into the house to take refuge from the rain.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I was like, okay, sure. So I decided I would take one of our dogs, the biggest one, and
course.
I would go upstairs and check it out. And I left my sister in the basement with the other dog. And his
Shauna,
name.
you love horror movies. What's the first rule of horror movies? You don't split up.
I know. It just felt like a lot to be responsible for two dogs and my sister. So I left her with our other dog, and his name was Zero. So that should tell you everything you need to know
Yeah.
about that dog.
Nightmare
He
Before
was-
Christmas. Very nice.
Yeah. And he was just not bright.
Zero brains. That's where my mind went.
But I was like, okay, you and Zero stay down here. I'm going to take Ace. We're going to go upstairs. We'll check it out. I'll be back. And so I came upstairs with Ace, and as we're walking up the stairs, I can see through like the spindles, from the basement steps, that the door from the garage is wide open.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, that's not good. So I also saw that my dad's gun was by the back door, like leaned up against the back door, for coyotes or whatever.
Right.
That he left.
And so, yeah,
Okay.
I grabbed it because I was like, I don't know if somebody's here, but I
Right.
don't
Yeah.
want them
Sounds
to
like
have
an intruder.
this.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. I didn't know if it was loaded or not. I just was like, well,
Do you know how to
I'll-
use it at least? Like to.
yes. I
Okay.
do.
So you could still
So-
threaten.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was like, well, I've got it. They don't. That's a point in my favor.
Right.
And Ace runs out, the dog, he runs out the door into the garage. And I followed him out there. And then the door from the front porch to the garage was also open. And these are not doors that could like blow open accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh no. I walk outside. There's nobody. There's no cars. There's no people. Like, there's nothing in sight, but the dog's going crazy. I mean, he's sniffing, he's acting up. This is a pretty chill dog. So I was like, oh, great. So I call my dad. I tell him, like, this is what's happening. And he's like, why are you calling me? He's like, you need to call 911. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize. Okay, yeah, I should probably do that. So I hung up with him. I call 911. I tell him what's going on. I'm like, there's no tire. I mean, you can't see tire tracks. It's been raining.
Right.
And so I was like, but there's nobody here, I don't think. And they're like, ma'am, we're going to have to put you on hold
Are you kidding me?
because your dad is on the other line.
Oh, okay. All right.
Nice.
Thanks, Dad.
Nice. Good job,
Great.
Dad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Coming in the clutch.
Yep. So eventually I got back to 911, but my dad beat the state trooper to the house.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they took a look around. My sister was fine in the basement with the other dog.
Still.
So yeah, she stayed put. But they never found anything. Like there was There's nothing that indicated anybody had ever been there. Stopped by, nothing. And so Carly and I are now convinced that we have a ghost at the house.
But that's that's an active ghost, though.
Yeah.
that is a very active
Like that's
ghost.
like
but
poltergeist level ghost.
Yeah.
my dad's explanation of this is that we have mice. We heard mice.
Come on, Dad.
That's a pretty
You
big
get-
mouse.
Yeah, you gotta have a better explanation than just a mouse.
See, like I've convinced myself I've heard like footsteps and stuff. It's the doors that have me
Right.
curious.
So I can
Or maybe somebody like came in, looked around, and then was like, I shouldn't be here, and then they left. But yeah, like you said, no obvious signs of an actual intruder.
All right, I can relate to this. Literally every week, I work from home, and I hear footsteps and I hear doors not slam but shut.
Okay.
And at first, it used to creep me out, but I just accepted that we have a really friendly ghost here in the Sight Manor.
Didn't you have a ghost at 2nd Street too?
Yeah,
Walter.
yeah, Walter. His name was on the door knocker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with having a ghost though. I don't, Shauna, I don't know if it's that big of a deal whether your dad believes it or not. I think that you and your sister know that you have a ghost at mom and dad's house, and I think it's fine. I mean, he didn't hurt you.
Right.
Uh,
I mean, we were a little freaked out.
yeah, a little
but
scared, but now that you understand that he's there or she is there,
Yeah.
I think you're just a ghost lives at mom and dad's. Who cares?
Yeah, I'm with you. We are adamant that if there was not an intruder, then we must have a ghost.
Yeah.
And my dad just says we'd have mice. And he cannot explain how the mice did all of that.
Open the doors.
But it's kind of an ongoing debate, and dad gets real. I mean, he just laughs and shakes
Mhm.
his head the whole time. He thinks we're ridiculous, but
I think your dad knows that he is a ghost, and he doesn't want to freak you girls out. I think that's what it comes down to.
I think so too. And I'm fine with a friendly ghost. We've talked a little bit about if we have a friendly ghost at our house. Because I've had a few things happen at our home.
Ooh, I could see that.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say your house does kind of lend itself to being
A
Like-
ghostly house.
right, yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
and not in a creepy way, but just to
No.
like,
No.
hey, you would literally have a sign on it, like most people have signs on their front porch that say welcome.
Yeah.
Yours would say like spirits welcome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come hang out. We'll pour you a drink.
Yeah,
And-
we're happy with that. We're good with a friendly ghost.
Right. And the party that you threw, I think, honestly, welcomed the ghost spirit a little bit more at your house to be like, oh, no, these guys like ghosts. So, yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I absolutely think you're right. It was, yeah, that's where we're at. We're good with ghosts, but I just wanted it on the record that other people agreed mice could not do all the things that my dad thinks they can, or
100%.
tells us that they can.
Yeah.
100%. Your mom and dad has a ghost in their house. Your dad's in denial. Not sure what your mom is right now, but you guys
Yeah.
are good.
Doesn't care as long as they don't bother her, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, but that's a really good story, though. I've had a few ghost encounters myself, mostly in my dreams. But
Yes.
swear to God that the real, especially talking about my dreams with some other folks, and we dreamt the same thing. So
Yes.
I'm a
Well,
firm-
and you have the sleep paralysis
Yep.
thing, right?
Yep.
With the man in the hat.
The top
the
hat.
top
yeah.
hat.
Mhm.
We talked about that on the show.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
were
that
with
was
us,
yeah,
right?
that was a couple
Yeah.
years ago when Shauna was on.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
I'm just making sure that you also haven't had that same exact dream.
Yes. Yeah. I have had a very similar sleep
I'm telling ya.
paralysis experience.
Yep, it happens.
Yep. I'm a believer. I mean, I could go the rest of my life without any more sleep paralysis.
Me
but
too. That was scary as shit.
Yeah.
Not fun. Not fun at all.
No, not at all. But
I'm-
yeah.
I don't think
friendly
I've ever
spirits.
had a situation of like what I would consider ghostly or spiritually or like that type of a thing. I will say, I do think there is something with people who are sleepwalkers. Like
Oh.
that sort of stuff kind of creeps me out. Like it's a lot of times it's very almost as if they are being like possessed in a way of like,
I could see that.
because I've seen some really intense sleep. I've seen some where like, yep, they just kind of like mumble in their sleep, or they might stand up, but then they lay back down, like whatever. But I've also seen some that just like, I mean, they are active
Yeah.
sleepwalkers
Like
doing
Brendan,
crazy stuff.
Step Brothers.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the fridge, Brendan. Ah.
So yeah, that's as creepy as it gets for me at night.
Yeah. I feel
I
like
could see that.
I feel like we're on a radio show back in the 90s with Hey There Delilah. Wasn't that the
I mean, that was in the 90s. It was
Oh.
2000.
2000s?
Delilah.
Yes.
Love songs with Delilah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were referring to like the actual "Hey there,
No,
Delilah."
no, no, no. Not that song. No, the Delilah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's been a long time for this radio
Yes,
show.
It was even when I was in high
It's
school.
been since
There you go.
Hannah's been, so
All right.
it's been a while.
Yeah. And
Uh,
apparently she's still going strong.
Yeah, she is.
yeah.
I
Is she really?
yeah. Yeah, she's adopted kids. I think she's at this point probably a grandma.
Holy cow! I need to listen to that. Just to,
She's great. Like she still has that same.
does she have a podcast?
I don't know.
That would be
I'd
cool.
be
As long as you're not Rick
surprised.
Dees, man. I'm just, oh my god.
Say
Rick
what?
Dees was the worst
Rick D.
radio host. He would literally, he'd play top 20 hits,
Okay.
but then in between each song, he would read like the lyrics and then tell you like the
Oh.
meaning behind the lyrics. And nothing's more hilarious than when he's like reading Lil Wayne lyrics and then like trying to break it down analytically. And you're just like, Rick D, shut up and play the music.
There's a Catholic priest that does the same thing
Oh, probably like a YouTube channel or something.
on the radio.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Look
We're
it
gonna
up
have
for
to
us.
see that. All right, Shauna. So, other than your mom and dad's house being haunted, in a sense,
Yes.
is there anything else to share?
Since we've been on last, I guess we're about to have another baby.
Ooh, yeah, new baby at the
Yeah.
Liker house, coming in
Yes.
July, right?
Yes.
Heck yes.
July 11th would be the due date.
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
Yes.
Are you having an Indian baby?
You must pay for the Slurpee.
Getting Slurpees and beef jerky.
That'd be awesome.
It's not a very good Indian accent. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Come again.
There it is.
But yeah, we're pretty.
You know what would actually be perfect is if you had a baby on 7-Eleven, but this was last year, so then they're open 24 hours a day.
Oh Jesus!
Get it? Y'all get it?
I get it.
Dang
That's
it. We missed
how-
it by a full year.
That's
Yeah,
how you
by
do
a
it.
full year. So in baby mode yet? Are you prepping house? Are you ready?
Yeah, we're not ready. Just
Good.
like most things.
You
we were
shouldn't be
talking
yet.
about. No, we were talking about what all we needed to do yet, and yeah, the list is not too long, but it feels more pressing to me, of course. I
And
think
and you're having? Do you know yet? Is it a little boy? Or a
we
little
don't.
girl?
We
Okay.
don't know yet.
I have a perfect name for a little boy.
Okay, what's your boy name?
Christopher Earl Liker.
What a great name.
It's an amazing name.
That's a solid name.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a name that's super strong, maybe a little bit short, but has a good personality. I mean, it's a really good name. I'm just saying.
I
You
like it.
know, we're going to put it on the list.
Okay. Yeah. Think
Has
about it.
contributed a few boy names.
Yeah. Just think about it. You know, you don't have to make a commitment right now on the show.
You know what else is
Yeah.
a great name for a boy? First name Dumpster, middle name Steve.
Yes. Dumpster Steve Liker.
Dumpster Steve Liker.
Call him Dump for short.
And if he's
Dump.
super smart, you could nickname him DSL Internet. Get
Oh
it?
my gosh.
Yes. Oh,
Showing my
goodness.
age there.
I love
Oh Lord.
I love it.
These are really great names.
Yeah,
So.
I mean that's really all we're here for. Well, and of course, help if you need help
Yeah.
at the house or anything. We're also available in person. But names we're really good at too.
Yeah. No, you're really hitting it out of the park tonight. But yeah, that's the big, I guess the big thing coming up.
All right.
So
Well, best of luck with Theo's appointment, and best of
Yes.
luck
Thank you.
getting to your destination, since you were supposed to be there like a while ago, and you're still in the car driving through the rain.
yes,
So
yeah.
hopefully it's at least
luckily-
letting up for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. We are ready to get there so we can be up at the crack of dawn and get home after that.
I'm scared of cracks now after my accident. So you just say the word crack, and I'm just like double elbows.
So make you flinch.
Yeah. Shauna, thanks for coming on. We were sad you
Yep.
missed episode 100, but obviously you're bringing it home in episode 113. So appreciate you.
Perfect.
Shauna,
Woo!
you're awesome. We love you, and
Thanks
we'll see you
for having
soon.
me.
Absolutely.
All right, love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See you. All right.
Which means Caleb is on deck,
Yeah, Caleb's up.
and hopefully,
He's not asleep right now.
no, he's still awake. He said
It
he
is
wants to
summertime.
try to go to bed by like 11. So this is perfect.
Yeah.
actually.
10:05. He can go to bed.
Yep. What, are you taking a break over there?
Well, I'm saying bye to my buddy.
Oh, I see. I was like, oh, Steve's leaving. I was like, we are live right now. What are you taking a bathroom break? You unprofessional.
Get out of here.
I'm gonna give you one of those, because if you shake my hand, I'm worried you'll break my elbow
Oh, yeah,
properly.
yeah.
So
I got you. Let's see. Red one over here now. That one right there.
have I missed the blue one?
Yeah.
Is that new?
No, it's not new.
Oh,
Shot glass. Signature.
there you go.
Cabinets.
Yeah.
Boom.
Nah, it's up there. I love it.
Love it.
All right. You got Caleb queued up. Give her one
Yep.
too.
Caleb's ready. Caleb's ready. Bye, Steve. Yeah, Caleb, I'm calling you right.
See you tomorrow.
Meow.
Oh, you fat
I
fingered
fat
it.
fingered it.
Topic number 3. Caleb Shag Nasty Smith.
It is camp
What's
week, by
up?
the way. There he is.
Oh my gosh.
We can actually
Sitting out in
hear
my
him.
car in the pouring rain, not going anywhere. It's just where I get the best reception to talk to you guys.
Very nice.
Oh my
Love it.
gosh.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your sacrifice,
Something
Caleb.
tells me you're
See you,
wearing rain
Steve.
boots too, like a loser.
Yeah, he definitely has some rain boots on.
Rain boots and shorts. Just kind of has that vibe. Nice. Maybe turn down just a hair. He was coming in really hot. At least in my
I got him
headset.
down
I don't
here.
know about everybody else.
Turn me down?
That's as long as it
Yeah.
is. Why don't you just,
Just
come
lean up
over and
against
sit,
the bar.
Just
You-
come sit
you can
down.
sit, Fred. It's fine. Just don't talk into the microphone.
Yeah. So we got another guy in here, Caleb, that's
Yeah,
going
our
to
next
listen
guest.
in on this conversation with you. And so,
Alan number 2,
yeah,
as we call.
yeah, he's
Which,
taking Alan's
By the
spot.
way, Fred,
you met him.
I was thinking about this today. If at the next Chiefs Super Bowl we do have Alan and the rest of the gang, because we've proven Hannah's allowed to be here.
Yes.
But if we lose with Alan, Caleb, Chris, and Mark all present, you might be the problem, and you'll have to watch the Super Bowl elsewhere.
Yeah. I mean,
As you can tell,
Yeah.
wearing my Chiefs shirt and a Chiefs hat, coincidentally.
Yeah, I mean, you can be like in town still, and we can like talk on the phone and stuff.
It's just this. You could even be in the other, like you could
Yeah,
be on
maybe-
that TV
yeah,
over
the
there, but
living
you
room.
just can't be at the porch.
That
True.
works.
Yeah.
Is that all right? I mean,
Whatever's necessary.
Again, we won't know until Alan and Fred are both
both
present.
here at the same time.
We'll
But
open,
if
we'll
we
open up the
lose,
blinds.
I will blame Fred because I don't want Alan to have the excuse of like, well, see, the streak's broken. It's like, no.
No,
Hannah's clean. Fred might not be.
I think it's Alan though. Alan is the only one that we've either won or lost with here.
Right. I'm saying in the hypothetical event that we lost with Alan here,
Okay.
then it's absolutely Fred's fault.
You got to cover your bases.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Caleb, how are you?
What's up, guys? Doing good.
We got completely off topic there.
Happy camp week.
I
Yeah.
didn't even know
Even though
Fred
it's
was
not
there.
camp week anymore.
Fred's in the house. Let's go.
Say that one more time.
Fred's in the house. Let's go.
Yeah.
Trying to start a party. Yeah, now he's a little quiet, but that's okay.
Yeah, I got him turned back up.
Yeah.
Come
there
on,
we go.
man.
Oh, there he is.
So, Caleb, what topic are you bringing to us tonight
Yes.
on this, the season 8 finale?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. Sad my our little connections couldn't work in episode 100, but I'm glad to be here. Well, you texted me to come up with some ideas, and you guys know me. I've always, and before it became famous with YouTube and whatever,
I already
all
know
these
this is
top
going.
fives, top tens, I've always done the top fives of everything. So I figured a fun topic tonight might be centered around some wrestling, only because I've been
Ooh.
I've been kind of heavily in it the last few days. My brother is
Let's
really
go.
into the WWE right now. I was playing cards with my parents all day a couple nights ago, and he turned on Raw, and we just watched it, and I was like, oh man, these are the good old days.
It's a good time
So
to
I
be a
wanted to get
wrestling
some.
fan.
Oh, baby.
I've been
wanna get
saying this
some.
for the last like couple of months.
Oh, yeah.
And I know you probably got some fans out there. I haven't been keeping up too much with everything. I try to follow storylines, but man, it's given me. When I was a kid, I was the biggest fan.
Yeah.
I once watched Sting wrestle Bret Hart, and I
Ooh.
slapped Sting on the shoulder after his match. I was a big Sting guy.
Oh, you
And
were
I
like
didn't
in
wash
person.
my hand. I legitimately didn't wash my hand for probably a week and 3 days.
Yes. Dude,
Gross.
those are
dude.
the best.
It was so great.
Was this at a WCW
Yeah.
Thunder show? Was it Thunder?
It was actually one that was not televised. So, and I'm a huge
Oh.
Sting fan, and he was actually the champion at the time. So, and the little kid, I knew he probably couldn't lose because they couldn't change the titles off TV. But I was still kind of like, I was still scared.
Yeah.
But he won. He won, and I love it.
Of course.
And
Well,
just
because-
as a caveat before we start these rankings too, definitely I was a WCW only guy. I
Right.
hated the WWF at the time,
Sure.
WWE. So I was a big hater. Most of my favorite guys of all time are from that stage. So hopefully you got some listeners that are old school like me.
Which no, I will say this, and we'll let you do this because we have to kill time anyways. You know, we always want to give our guests on this episode, 20, 25 minutes. Caleb, we did our Mount Rushmore of wrestlers
Yeah,
a couple
I'm
of
here.
weeks ago, but what would be your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers? Obviously, Sting's
right,
on there,
all right.
as you mentioned, but
Yeah,
what
yeah,
are the
yeah.
other three?
Well, so I wrote down 2 different categories for that. So my actual, like the ones that I think are actually Mount Rushmore or like the GOATs would be, and I have 5, not 4, but we'll see how many of these you guys.
I'll eliminate
agree
one.
with me on. I put Hulk Hogan. I think he's on the top.
Yep.
I think he's the biggest wrestler of all
On
time.
Sipes list.
I'm pretty sure he's
guessing
on
you guys
mine.
might not have put this one, but I think he deserves his respect, even though I don't like him. His name is Ric Flair.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Right up there.
Yeah, he would be.
I did give some love to John Cena because I think
Yep.
he's been the biggest.
My dad.
John Cena is basically
generational game
erased Ric
changer.
Flair, but yes.
So I put him on there, and then the Attitude Era. There's a lot of guys I could have picked, but I picked The Rock and Stone Cold.
Okay.
So he
That's
went,
fine.
yeah. So basically,
That
your
was-
list, except instead of Ric Flair, I forget who you had. but-
Undertaker.
Yes.
yeah,
No, that was it. That was it. Yeah. So you and Sight
He was
basically have the
another
same
guy
list.
I almost put on there for
Yeah.
who I think would
Yeah.
be the fans' overalls. And then my favorites, Sting, Goldberg, Rey Mysterio Jr., and then I'm actually a big Stone Cold guy too.
Yeah.
So those four.
No,
Rey
solid
Mysterio.
list.
Didn't you have
for
Rey
my
Mysterio?
all-time favorite.
Derek did,
Derek
and
did.
Derek
and
did.
Rey Mysterio Jr. is
there it is.
considered the greatest luchador of all time.
The,
So
the
yeah.
greatest cruiserweight, the one that kind of changed the whole landscape.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I like that Mount Rushmore.
Did you not listen to our episode like 5 episodes ago?
He did say he's trying to catch up. Yeah.
What's so funny? I know. The 100th episode, I was going to do some topic on the Chiefs, and Mark's like, "Yeah, we just talked about it like a couple episodes ago."
Yeah.
So I'm.
Well,
yeah,
no,
I'm
I said
missing it.
save your Chiefs stuff for the Super Bowl, is what I said.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, I actually, you guys know me. You guys know me in technology, right? I actually had just made a new Twitch account because I can't remember my.
You're
I can't
fascinating.
remember my old.
Now
Dude,
now that you say that, I was like, huh. Why does it say first time chatter when he's definitely not a first time chatter?
Yeah. It
That
used
makes
to be
sense.
Klebinski 33.
That's
which,
right.
Funny name. Yes.
And he
And
spelled
funny thing about
chalk
that,
wrong. He spelled
That was
chalk rock.
Klebinski.
There's no.
It's Rock Chalk KU21 now, which is my Xbox
he-
gamer
That's
tag.
his Xbox name.
But my old Twitch name, Klebinski, that was my fake wrestling name.
No
at the time.
way.
My buddy Joel was Jolinski, and I was Klebinski.
Of
Nice.
course.
And we
And
we
I
were the
always read
Insky
it
brothers.
Clubbing Sky.
The Insky brothers. I love it.
Insky brothers.
That
yeah.
is
Yeah.
hilarious.
Dude, yeah, that's so. I was legit in it, into wrestling when I
Oh
was a
yeah.
kid.
We've all been through it. Which I guess I'll ask, like,
WCW
even though
revision.
he's technically not supposed to be part of this segment, Fred, were you into wrestling when you were younger?
You know, that's something I never got into, so I
Dude,
could
All right,
Get your
sit this
table
up
out
then,
right now.
loser.
the whole
Yeah.
thing.
He's going through the
I'm
table.
gonna smash your face with the steel chair.
Loser. You're not a loser.
But-
Fred.
So yes, Caleb, what wrestling topic are you bringing to the table then?
Well,
for us?
okay, we'll start. I want to hear. I'll go quick because I kind of want to hear your guys if you guys have any
Yeah.
like on mine. I went with underrated first. Who do you think are some underrated wrestlers throughout history
Ooh.
that in my list, you guys are probably going to disagree with some of these. I just think they're people that maybe they do get a lot of credit, but I just think they deserve more
Sure.
Yep.
than they got.
Let's hear it.
And so my first one on there, my number 3, I went with underrated with Mankind.
Yes.
Oh my
Rest
God.
of
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mankind.
Super
The,
underrated.
the leather face mask.
Yes.
And the
Yeah, no.
greasy black hair, super long,
Yep.
just scary
See-
as all get out.
The reason being is I feel like he was in that Attitude Era with like The Rock and The Undertaker. And
He was
Stone Cold.
overshadowed by legends. Yeah. I mean, he's a legend himself, but yeah.
He is a legend, but the dude like put his body on the line. I feel like of a lot of those wrestlers, he's got some of the most iconic moments that I think back and I'm
Yes.
like, oh yeah, I remember that.
He was on the
Going
receiving
Packer.
end of the iconic moments. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he's probably doesn't have very many years left to live, and he's not even that old because of what he did to his body. But
Sure.
Yeah.
the dude.
I mean,
And I
roids
wasn't
take
even
a
huge
big
fan.
toll
I
on your
just-
body.
I always I respected him.
Yes.
Yes.
I respected
Correct.
him.
I like that pick.
Yeah.
That's a good pick.
Yeah. Do you guys want to give one, or you just want to hear my
No,
list?
no, do your top 3.
I got one real
All right,
quick.
all right.
I want to go with real
You got one?
quick.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Sure.
The
Let's hear it.
white jar of mayonnaise, Seamus.
Oh, dude.
Do you remember
Yeah.
Seamus?
Yeah.
He was on the episode of Raw I watched the other night.
Was
came
he
back.
really? The
Yeah.
Irish jar of mayonnaise?
Yeah,
Dude.
he's the first like
was on
main
College
opponent
Game Day.
for a guy who just returned.
Say what?
He was on College Game Day, the first
Oh wow.
Was
game
he
when they
really?
were in Ireland.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
only reason
hell
I know
yeah.
that, well, I knew that in general, but they just were showing. I was watching something, and they were showing what the guys had picked for their national championships.
Yes.
And
Didn't he go like 4 an hour, like something ridiculous on like his picks that week?
yeah, like
Yeah.
he was the one to beat initially.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but anyway,
Yeah, so Seamus, I think he's underrated just because he didn't get the like the superstar status. I mean, he was for like maybe a year or two, and then all of a sudden he just fell off. But I think what he did to the storyline of the WWE at the time was just like, I mean, he essentially became or started maybe he wasn't involved with it, but it started the bad boy era after the dude I hate. I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
Who's the dude I hate,
No,
Mark?
I 100% agree with that.
I don't know.
The mustache, and he was one of your. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get to it.
CM Punk?
CM Punk.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I was
Yeah,
like, he, doesn't
kinda
have a
after-
mustache.
He was after CM Punk does,
I mean, he has like a beard.
Yeah,
He's
but-
never he's
but
never
it's
been
not-
straight mustache.
but it's not like a connected. Anyway, anyway.
Speaking of, you guys, it doesn't seem right looking at you guys without full-on beards. But
All right. Mark, who's one that's underrated for
I
you
mean,
that
I
comes to
will
mind?
say, like, one of my actual favorite wrestlers, I think I gave him an honorable mention on my Mount Rushmore just because, like, I loved him, but I do think in the wrestling community he's super underrated. Is Diamond Dallas Page, like the
Yeah.
WCW version of the People's Champion.
dude.
Like, The Rock was the People's Champion for the WWF at the
Right.
time. Diamond Dallas Page was the People's Champion for WWE or for WCW. Now, what I will say is, as a kid, because you do believe in like the face and the heel, you know, the hero versus the villain type of a thing, and that's actually when I stopped watching WCW, is when Diamond Dallas Page became a bad guy, because I was just like, no, this is my hero. I refuse to think he's gone to the dark side and gone against the people and like that sort of stuff. But like people always, you know, we joke about the whole like RKO out of nowhere, like Randy Orton. No, that's a diamond cutter courtesy of Diamond Dallas Page. That is the finishing move. It's not an RKO. It's a diamond cutter.
All right.
Courtesy of
I
Diamond
love
Dallas
it.
Page, who also had one of the greatest theme songs of all time with the self high five bar. Like bang. Like, yeah, like I loved DDP. He was super underrated, even though he was a world champion and all that sort of stuff. Loved DDP.
100%. And actually, what's funny about DDP is he has, even when we're playing cards the other night, again, you bring up another wrestler. We play a game called Spades, which is all about like taking tricks in different suits.
Yep.
But my brother and I found a way to cheat.
It's as
in
if
that
he
game
didn't
without my
listen to
parents
2
knowing.
episodes ago.
So we would, if we wanted the other person to play in diamonds, we would just go bang. We'd do a diamond with our like hands, do bang,
Nice.
like Diamond Dallas Page,
Cheaters.
man.
Yeah,
And then we both
Cheaters.
got it. Play diamonds. Play diamonds.
That's
You
The other
can't
one's strong enough.
cheat in spades. What are you doing?
You're not allowed to play with us.
Yeah.
Go back to
Sounds
spades.
like
Hey,
table talk.
I got the 8s or the king and diamonds. Go back to diamonds. Give me the diamond cutter.
That's so funny.
And you
It's
know
like
it.
pointing to your ring, though. You can't do that.
Yeah, we got to the point where we just needed to say the word bang, just loud. and then
Bang. Yeah.
yeah.
Hannah,
Yeah,
do you
yeah,
have
yeah.
an underrated one?
I
Or-
was good enough to come up with my Mount Rushmore. So
Okay, no, you're good.
Leave me
All
out
right,
of
so
this
Caleb,
part of the
what's
conversation.
your next
All right, I want to do
underrated
these
wrestler?
ones quick because I do want to get to the other ones too.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
so I put for his comedic abilities. I feel like this guy's overlooked, but Kurt Angle
Ah,
on the
yeah.
comedic
Yeah.
side.
He, I mean,
I actually always hated him, but now as I've gotten older and I've looked back at his old clips, I'm like, did that guy like
yeah.
for being an actual like Olympic athlete, like
Right.
Yeah.
put it like did
He-
a lot of really like like things that most people wouldn't do. And
He's actually
I
considered
respect him
one
way
of the
more.
greatest technical wrestlers in the history of professional wrestling. And yeah, no, you are 1000% right. Is he was willing to be a goofball.
Yeah.
And
On
like
national television.
even again, like talking about his theme song, like you suck, you
Yep.
suck. Like that was literally the chant, and he just went with it. And no, you're right,
Ate it
super underrated. But like
That's
he'll
funny.
never be in the Rock, Austin, Hogan stratosphere.
Yeah.
But no, you are 1000% correct. Absolutely deserving of his flowers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. All right, and then my last one, and I put these two as like two kind of overlooked cruiserweights. One of them maybe not as much now. He's actually RIP to this one. But I put a combo here. I put Eddie Guerrero,
Uh-huh.
and then I also put for like the past. And nowadays I put AJ Styles. I think
Yeah.
that dude too.
Which AJ's on
that-
my Mount Rushmore.
Yep.
Oh
Yeah,
really?
He was
Yeah.
your last,
Oh
right?
damn.
Yeah.
Well then, props to you, man. Because I feel like he gets a lot of quality matches, but I still feel like he's just kind of one of the main guys, but like on the point of technical wrestling, he's like one of the best,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and always has been for
And
a
yeah,
long time,
Eddie,
even when he was at TNA.
Eddie gets a lot of flowers because of the fact that, like, obviously he had a tragic death and all that sort of stuff, like a heart attack in his room, died too young, all that sort of stuff. What I will say Eddie was best at over anybody was in-ring storytelling from the standpoint of like the whole like lie, cheat, and steal thing. But then even like, yeah, even just his like, even when he was a world champion, you always felt like he was an underdog.
Oh yeah.
And that always played to the crowd. Like the crowd always wants to root for the Cinderella. So even if he was the champion, like the top dog, you never went into a fight with Eddie Guerrero thinking, oh, he's winning this. He was always the underdog, crowd in the palm of his hand, and then like he was just super charismatic, all that sort of
Brass knuckles to the nuts.
Yeah.
Every time.
Caleb, since you haven't listened to the episode, do you want to hear our Mount Rushmores quickly?
Yeah, give it to me.
All right.
I love Mount Rushmore.
Derek's, his were Sting, Macho Man, Booker T, and Mysterio Jr.
Dude, that is a great list. The
Uh,
Macho Man, oh yeah.
I knew that was coming.
Chris had Cena, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and The Undertaker.
Yep.
For some reason, I only have 3 listed for Mark because I apparently.
Oh no, say it. Go ahead.
It was Mr. WrestleMania, Chris Jericho, and AJ Styles.
Okay, so Mr. WrestleMania is Shawn Michaels, so you
Yeah.
actually got that name wrong. But then my fourth one was CM Punk.
CM Punk.
Yeah, CM Punk.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, so that's an off the wall one. that is like I feel like that's the underrated Mount Rushmore.
See.
And then
Kind of deal. Because I agree with a lot of those.
Yeah.
yeah, and then mine
What?
was just The Rock, Triple H, Chris Jericho, and Joe Laurinaitis.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Joe Laurinaitis, that's out there, but I like it.
he's one of the Road Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay. So all right, I want to get to this one other one because I do want to do the themes because I want to hear yours.
Okay.
But I want to hear your number one most kind of overrated or like you just didn't really like them sort of wrestler, or like somebody you just like was vastly overrated in your book, like you just didn't think they deserve the props.
Ooh, over.
Hey, 'cause I got a hot
that's
take.
not
I got a
that's
real
not what
hot
I
take that-
thought the topic was. I thought it was just like most like hated wrestlers, which for me
No,
is
not
like
like bad guy type stuff. I just want to know who you
Okay.
personally didn't like to watch.
Oh,
so think of
man.
one while I'm talking about this one.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because my number one, I do think it's a hot take. It'll probably, but I give this guy all the respect. But I can honestly say I've never watched a full match of this guy ever, and I do remember a lot of moments from him. He's got an awesome opening theme, but that's about all I like remember from him, other than a couple like skits outside of the mat or the ring. But it is The Undertaker. I have
Interesting. Dude.
never been a fan of The Undertaker.
Oh man, you haven't watched the right matches then.
Dude, I think the reason where my hatred came from is because I was having such a hard time with WCW closing down
Oh yeah.
and the WWF taking
Okay.
over. The Rock and Stone Cold had the comedy to get me engaged, but
Yep,
sure.
The Undertaker was too serious, and then I think I just needed somebody to hate, and I think he was.
I
the
will
guy.
say that makes sense from the standpoint of like he's never been a comedic character on purpose. Now there have been comedy moments with him, but
Yeah.
it's usually like alongside like a Kurt Angle or a Rock or like something like that who's providing the comedy in the segment with him. But in terms of like in ring like psychology and like technicality and stuff, no, Undertaker's great. Just Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25, I think it is, like one of the greatest matches I've ever seen in my life. Like it's insane. So mine that I will go ahead and give, because in my opinion, it's both. It's somebody that I like actually hated like character wise, but also somebody who I hated behind the scenes and somebody who I was never impressed with in the ring. So like when you were saying people we hated, like I hated, for example, Triple H because like it just seemed like he always had the belt and like he was only getting it because he's sleeping with the boss's daughter and that sort of stuff. But like in ring, he was great. Storytelling, he was great. Theme song, great. Like Triple H is a Hall of Famer through and through. But I never understood Jeff Jarrett ever. His whole shtick was like the whole like wooden guitar thing, which he would smash over people's heads. And then I watched TNA Wrestling, which was his company. And that's where like guys like AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, like that sort of stuff, like really Samoa Joe, they built their careers in TNA. But it was one of those things where like, because it was Jeff Jarrett's company, it was like whenever he wanted, it was like, oh, I'm going to be world champion now. And then he would just bury that talent. Like he would beat them in a match, even if they had like a streak going or whatever. Like I just felt like he was bad for business. And I never watched a match and thought like, wow, he put on an awesome match. Like, no, it was like boring wrestling, and yeah, he would win and he was an unlikable character in every way, shape, and like I hated Jeff Jarrett. He sucked. And he was bad in WCW too. Like,
Agreed.
Did not like him at all.
I didn't hate him with the disdain you have, but
yeah,
I didn't like him.
All right, I got mine.
All right, let's hear it.
So overrated because it was the first year of Nexus. It was NXT. Sorry.
Right. Yeah.
Wade Barrett. Do you remember this guy?
He's actually the commentator for SmackDown right now.
Yeah, they tried to push him, and now he's.
Of course. He
doesn't even wrestle anymore. Yeah.
Overrated as hell. And when NXT came out, he was like the star of NXT for a while, and he would come out on the matches on Raw and would just like gloat and like think that he's hot shit, and nobody liked him.
Yeah.
But like they put him on every big match, and I hated it. And he'd come out with this little bitty black Speedo, and I mean, he was a big dude. And he had this like
with
slick
his armband.
Yeah, and he had slick back hair, and he was just an ass the whole time. But like he got every big match, and I hated watching him. Yeah. And so I think he was probably my most overrated. But this is also when I was like in my prime of watching Raw, and so I had to even look him up. I didn't even know who he was, and so I remembered as soon as I saw his face, though, like all these stupid memories of this dumb face getting on there on Raw for no good reason.
Right.
They're just trying to push this NXT BS, and he was the face of it.
Can I very quickly give an honorable mention, but it has nothing to do with in-ring ability, because I do actually recognize the talent of the guy. I just never, ever bought into the, again, whether it's the character or like any, Brock Lesnar. I never understood.
Overrated.
Like, and I've watched like Lesnar versus Taker, Lesnar versus Angle, Lesnar versus Guerrero. Phenomenal matches. Like, I understand the in-ring work of the guy, but in segments, in promos, like his look, like never understood why he was so popular.
He was an NFL guy.
Ever.
It did seem like he was kind of a lazy wrestler, where he knew he was super strong and could overpower anybody. Like it's kind of like Goldberg too, where he just knows he can just go out there and just spear somebody and make it look awesome, and then that's all he ever did.
So what he got paid for.
Which, fun fact about wrestling, like Goldberg is notorious for like similar, and people said this about John Cena, like you're the 5 moves of doom and that's all you are. Like Goldberg was the exact same thing of you get punched, you shake it off, then you go into the corner and you put your shoulder into them, then you spear them, you put them up for the jackhammer, and they go down and you pin them. And that's all you're good for.
When you're 8-year-old little me, that's the greatest wrestler of all time, right there.
Right, but yeah, you don't realize you're just watching the same match over and over and over, and he has no actual in-ring ability. Whereas Brock Lesnar is like a former amateur wrestling like champion.
Didn't Brock Lesnar do a short stint in the UFC?
Oh, not short.
Like,
He
yeah,
did a
short,
long
like,
stint, and he was
significant.
awesome
I
at
think
it.
it was wasn't he champion at
He
one point, or
was-
did he like fight for the
He's
championship?
he's like a UFC Hall of Famer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
right up there with Tito Ortiz and like all those guys. Yeah.
What, super heavyweight or just heavyweight?
I think he was super heavyweight.
Yeah. He was a big dude.
Yeah.
God. Beat the shit out of people.
Dude, yeah. He kicked the shit out of people.
Yeah.
Ooh, my brother, real fast. He says Edge. Edge is like a Hall of Famer, considered one of the greatest
For
wrestlers.
hated or underrated?
Or
Edge is underrated. in my opinion.
I actually don't know when you type this, but my guess is underrated. Of like,
Yeah,
Edge.
Yeah.
I would definitely say underrated for Edge. But
Yeah. No, he's considered really popular and all that sort of stuff. Great character, all that. But yeah,
Dude,
again,
when he
when you're
got my
compared to John
favorite-
Cena and all those guys, you get
Yeah.
lost in the shuffle.
Edge has got my favorite return of all time. When his music drops, dude, just
Yeah.
get ya.
You
Which
think you
brings
know
us-
me?
Yes. To my last topic. I know we're already kind of over, but
Nah, you're
I
okay.
want to hear you guys' kind of favorite theme songs, favorite songs when they drop. It's just maybe it's even you just dig the song itself.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But what's your guys' kind of top songs?
So I will say slept with Leader in the Ring. Yeah, and we all saw her boob on national TV. I remember that, Brett. That was a great day. What did you just
I
do?
don't know. Nothing. I didn't do anything.
Are we
Yeah,
still
we're,
alive?
yeah, we're still alive. We're
does
still
it
alive.
have anything to do with beer? I'm not
Well,
watching you guys.
I hit
No.
my PC
Okay.
button on my keyboard. Maybe
Yeah.
it does have something to do with beer.
Well,
And my
I was gonna
whole
say check
everything,
the stream maybe real fast. Make sure that's
everything
going.
went black for a second.
But no, I will say, yeah, Edge definitely has one of the greatest themes. One of my personal favorite themes is actually the original CM Punk theme, which is this Fire Burns. And at the WrestleMania match, like right before he came out, they did this awesome promo where like basically they took all of his old promos from like his rookie year and then he sort of like re-recorded them, like saying like line for line what he said. And as they were playing these promos and like the highlights of his career, they were playing his original theme song. So
We're
it's called
calling
this
on all
Fire
la-
Burns. What is that? Okay.
You're good. You're good. Keep going.
They were playing this Fire Burns. I want to say it's by like Killswitch Engage or like something like that. But like, banger song. Love that one. So yeah.
so one song. So one of my underrated ones that like I don't even like. I just think it's a cool beat. I've always loved the Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
Song with that. I
The
love
hard
songs
bass,
that have good that
yeah.
go heavy with the drums too.
Yeah.
As they're coming out. Plus, some dudes sell it good by like dancing to it every time. Like they're just super into it, just relaxed and ready to go jump off ladders and whatnot.
You ready for this?
But
I don't know if he'll hear this, but we'll see.
Oh, he should hear
oh
it.
yeah, play it. Play
Are you
it,
ready?
Yeah.
I knew he couldn't hear it.
Hold on just a second.
Just tell me what. No.
It is a classic.
Overrated. I hate that.
I love it. I love it so much.
Nah, it's good. It's a good theme.
That's my song right there, John Cena.
It's
better than Word Life. This is basic fucking
if you're like that to me, it's kind of like one of them that I had that I think is kind of like that. It's like a generic theme that's kind of weird, but I love Stone Cold's because
Oh yeah.
Because of
of
Glass
how
Shatter.
hype you get every time, and same with John Cena, I guess you get hype for that. But Stone Cold's entrance is the best entrance of any wrestler of all time, in my opinion, because of depending on if he's catching beers before the match or whatever. Because I was always so mesmerized as a kid, just watching how fast those beers would come out of his
Yes.
hands. And he had like a 98% catch
Okay.
rate. Like
Yes.
one hand.
And they'd
Dude,
be
I
coming
was
across
like-
the ring, dude.
Real
like the whole
fast.
stadium.
I have to do this for my brother because he's asking about it in the chat. So I'm just gonna.
His name is John Cena.
Dun, 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 dun.
There you go. There you go, Brett. No, and that is something that, like, now that I've gotten back into wrestling myself, I have noticed that basically what they do is they take all wrestler like theme songs and they always put something at the beginning, which granted, that's what makes a good theme song of, like, you know, it's that wrestler. So like Stone Cold is the glass breaking. The Rock is the whole right. Yeah. If you smell, Undertaker's the gong,
Yeah.
like that sort of stuff. There's all that sort of stuff so that, like, when that first note or that first sound hits, you know it's them, and
crowd
everyone
gets
like stands
fired
up and
up.
like it's crazy.
Yeah.
But to me, that's not what makes a good song. Like, you also need a good song that actually follows it, which is why, like, again, my favorite's that CM Punk one.
Yeah.
But yeah. Hannah, do you have one that you enjoy? That when the
No.
music hit, you just got no.
No.
I do like the Hardy Boys one. Yeah, that's a good like
Hardy
party
Boys,
song.
another wrestler that I didn't like at all when he was wrestling. I respect him now, but Chris Jericho's theme was always good too. And
Break the walls down.
yeah, you
It's
just
the
get-
whole bad boy era music in the
You get
90s.
I love
yeah.
Chris
Yeah,
Jericho. Brett says, you know who I hated? Mark Henry. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Mark Henry.
You know, I'm pretty sure he was world's strongest man. Mike,
He-
say
yes,
tell Brett to
No,
say
he
that
was.
to his face.
Yes.
I bet he will.
So
Brett, say it to his face.
what's funny is he's actually, like, yeah, one of those who's also considered like one of the best. I will just say, like, in terms of overrated wrestlers, my biggest opinion, which is the opposite of if you listen to wrestlers like this, aka Kevin Nash, he says, like, little guys ruin wrestling.
Yeah.
But, like, I've never watched a match between, like, let's just say, like, the Big Show and the Great Khali, literally the two biggest human beings
Right.
I've ever seen in my life, and thought, man, they put on a banger.
Right.
Yes,
Never thought
Andre
that.
Andre the Giant was my number 2 for most overrated.
Yeah, like, give me Rey Mysterio versus, Chris Jericho all day,
Yeah.
every day
1000%.
over the giant behemoths, just smacking each other left and right. Like, I would 1000% take that kind of wrestling.
I think it's the same though, like with regular wrestling, like at the high school sport level. Like, I'd rather watch a lightweight,
Right.
aka a 115 match,
Yeah,
versus the 205 match.
correct.
Like, it's so much more fun to watch when they're doing moves and they're bending their bodies in all sorts of stupid ways.
Right.
Like, I think it
Fully agree.
translates. I think it translates.
Yeah.
Oh, Chandler.
What's the theme?
So theme song, I'm not sure. Chandler just came in. I kind of forgot about this guy. So his real name is Matt Slidell, but the WWE fans would know him as Evan Bourne, aka Airborne, who did the Shooting Star Press and took literally the greatest RKO of all time from
Yep.
Randy Orton.
Yeah.
That dude was awesome.
Probably underrated as all get out.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Love that. It's just hard for me to think of good themes, because while there's themes that are like fun to like sing along, like even current day WWE, like Seth Rollins has a good theme,
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes has a good theme, but like none of those are like things that I would necessarily put on in my car. Whereas
Pandora Station, WWE
Yeah,
theme
I was
songs, please.
listening to a lot of them. Most of them are just heavy metal. Like, once you get past the opening sound, like you
Yep.
said.
I mean, I do
It's
love
just-
Triple H's "Time to Play the Game."
Who is the one that it starts? You think you know me or whatever?
That's
Is that,
Edge. Yeah, that's Edge.
Yeah, that's right. I like that one too.
And his is universally considered the greatest theme of all time.
Yeah.
But
No, that's good. Hey, Caleb,
Yeah.
real quick to end up your topic here. Have you been running yet?
Dude, yeah, I have. I was thinking about going running tonight, but it's been raining all day. I actually like running in the rain. But
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't run with a little bit of rain.
Do it.
I can. No, I did. I did the longest run that I've done in the last probably 5 years, which
Yeah.
is insane a lot because it was like 2.5 miles.
That's still something.
Like 3 days ago, I
Okay.
ran 3 times this week. But schools over.
Yes.
Starting summer.
Yes.
And it's time to start running. Trust me, dude. I say at least once or twice a week that I'm signed up for half marathon.
All right. I've just so
November.
you're not forgetting.
Dude, I'm gonna
yet.
be there in November, crushing beers and laughing at you as you run by in a bunch of pain.
We'll both
have
be
just
throwing
the
up
thing
together,
for
man.
you.
Oh, here's Fred. Listen real quick.
Wait, I have just the thing for you. It's called 75 Hard. Has anybody ever heard of it before?
We have, but
This is part of your topic, Fred.
Yeah,
Quit
it is.
hijacking the
Yeah.
show.
so
I
Caleb,
need to.
just
Dude,
listen.
Caleb.
Listen to this next topic on 75 Hard with Fred.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll do. We'll do.
But before that, I just want
Yeah.
to remind you that November 4th, I think, is maybe the 7th. I don't know. Is our half marathon.
Yeah, dude.
So
I'm in it. I'm in it to win it.
if I was
I'm
you,
actually,
go
Chris,
ahead.
I'm real excited about it, and I'm looking forward to smoking you in it too.
Oh, okay.
I can't start that. I
Not
can't
helping
start
Chris
the
keep
trash
pace. He's in
All
it to
right.
win it.
All right.
It's November the 8th
Dude,
because
November
I put
8th.
it in the calendar so that Mark and I can drink on the side.
Okay. Thank you. So
I
November
don't know what
8th.
Chris's legs are looking like, but those arms are getting
Scrawny.
pretty ripped. Bud. So.
Thank you. I'm big all over.
They're also quite hairy. Now that
Thank
I'm
you.
looking over at
Thank you. I've been not shaving. Real quick, Caleb.
Yeah.
I trained for my first half, and I know this isn't your first, but I trained for my first half within 6 months of the date, the race date,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
makes it for you June 8th,
Right.
which is really
when
really
I
close.
when I did my full marathon,
Oh,
I
never mind.
took it.
You know
I
this.
took it seriously, like 3.5 months out. But since then, that's basically the longest I've done.
What? Hold on. Your full marathon, you only trained for 3.5 months?
Well, I was a college runner. So
Holy
I was already
shit,
kinda
dude.
big.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Impressive.
That is very
You're
impressive.
probably actually gonna smoke me, but yeah, running's kind of my world, or has been.
All right. Well, get back into it.
So-
This is my my shove
down.
from Russell.
Yeah, I love it.
All
Dude,
right.
no, I'm glad that you were posting stuff because I needed an excuse to have a goal.
Hell
Something
yes.
to get ready for. Yeah.
Hell yes. Can't wait
Hey.
to run with you, buddy.
Yep. Hey, one last thing, and then I'll let you guys go.
Okay.
Yep.
I enjoyed the tools section. However, the first tools that you listed are all my tools, the Cobalts. So I suck. But I literally this was the year of like me being more handy and like figuring stuff
Yep.
out. So
That's your tools.
we've just been getting Cobalts, so you guys can suck it. I like Cobalt tool. They're great tools.
You're a professional podcast guest, Caleb.
That's
I'm going
right.
to tell you that.
That's right.
All
All
right.
right, boys. Well, I'll let Fred get to it, but thanks for having me on.
Absolutely.
Have a good one, buddy. Love you.
All right, love you guys.
See you, dude.
All right, see you.
Bye. Topic number 3. Here we go. We
I
got
will-
Fred in the chair.
Topic number 4, actually.
Oh, it is 4.
I
Topic
will
number
say
4.
I do love that he said love you guys. Shout out to Jeff Czar,
Yeah.
camp counselor.
Love you
legend,
guys.
on camp weekend, saying love you guys.
Yeah.
So, Jeff, I know you're listening. Have a good one.
Hell yeah. All right. Fred's in the chair, ready to go. And you already kind of previewed this a little bit with 75 hard.
A little bit. So, if anybody isn't watching, I am drinking tonight. So technically, I did try to start the 75 hard challenge last week, but the weekend kind of got in the way of things. So we're officially starting tomorrow.
Perfect.
So
Sounds like my diet every day. Tomorrow.
have you guys heard of the 75 hard challenge?
So I've heard a little bit about it, and it sounds excruciating as far as like disrupting your routine.
Yeah, I can vouch for that.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's just a few rules to it. First thing is it's 75 days long, part of the name. But there's a few things you have to do to every single day, basically. So first one and most important one is you have to do 2 workouts a day.
Ooh.
They have to be, each one has to be 45 minutes long, and they have to be at least 3 hours apart, and one of them has to be outside no matter the conditions.
Wow.
Yep.
So let me break this down.
Masochism is this.
Mental toughness.
So let me break this down. 45 minutes long on one workout. Does that have to be continuous, or does it just like if I go to the gym and I'm lifting weights, I'm not lifting weights for 45 minutes straight.
Right.
But if I go there for an hour and I'm lifting weights during that hour, that counts.
That would be an hour workout.
Okay. Okay.
So I did some looking into this, and there's a whole Reddit subforum that you can go into, but
oh yeah.
simply it is if you go do an exercise that you wouldn't do otherwise.
Okay.
So if you say if you go out and mow your lawn, that's something you're going to be doing anyway.
Yep.
Doesn't count.
Got it.
If you go for a 45-minute walk, that's exercise you wouldn't be doing otherwise. So that counts.
Okay.
And so like
I'm
recovery,
picking up.
yeah, recovery walks, recovery yoga, stretching, things like that are highly encouraged, because if you're doing something for 75 days, it's just not something that's like, I mean, you're not just doing it for a month or 2 weeks. It's a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean,
it has to be sustainable.
it really breaks into that whole 21 days, like starting a new or breaking a bad habit,
Yes.
right? Where it takes at least 3 weeks for you to do the same thing day in, day out for you to break that habit. And so that's what the 75 hard is
Yep.
breaking the habit of your normal day to day, disrupting your undoing things. That didn't sound right.
I know what you're saying.
Your laziness. It breaks 75 days of laziness.
Yeah. And it's weekends also. You don't get a day off.
Oh shit.
See, all I heard was breaking the habit, and I just went full Linkin Park mode. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. You've tried it for what, a week, you said?
So yes, I attempted to start last week.
Okay.
Had some things get in the way. Wasn't fully mentally prepared. Didn't
Yep.
kind of plan my schedule in accordance to that. And so here we are officially starting.
Okay.
tomorrow.
In your first week, what have you learned about this challenge?
You got to plan ahead.
Okay.
So you gotta plan more ahead than just a week. So like thinking forwards to like vacations
Yep.
or trips.
Yep.
Like you gotta think through all of that ahead of time.
And okay, so you mentioned 2 workouts a day, 45 minutes apiece, 3 hours apart.
3 hours apart. So you can't do just 1 hour and a half workout a day. You have to do 45-minute workout, wait 3 hours at least, and then do another 45-minute workout.
What else is part of the 75-day hard?
So the other thing is you have to drink a gallon of water a day.
Holy, okay. That's a
So
lot of water.
it's a lot of water. It's a lot of water.
Okay.
It's doable, but it's a lot of water.
It's doable, but it's a lot. Okay.
There's an exception to that. So like say if you go to your doctor or your physician and they say you medically can't drink, you shouldn't drink that much water a day. Like say you only need to be only should be drinking 3 quarts. That's a medically accepted limit. Then
What?
you could just drink 3 quarts a day.
Knowing that you already know this, me asking this question to you, what medical things could you have going on that would limit your amount of water a day, though?
I mean, if you had like your kidney function,
Okay.
that's something that could be affecting it.
makes
If you
sense.
have swelling, so
Oh, yeah. Like if you're already taking water pills.
yeah, if
or
you're already
something like
taking water pills and like say your body's retaining water, you don't want to just
that. Just keep,
just keep like,
pounding
yeah,
water.
pounding water.
You don't
So-
want to add to that.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
The thought
Okay.
is if you drink a gallon of water, you're not going to be drinking
Other
other
stuff.
things.
And
So-
you'll be in the bathroom all day.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're not going to be eating or whatever, and you'll be running back and forth. So.
Right.
Yeah, and a majority of people don't drink enough water a day. So
Right.
staying hydrated is just extremely important, especially with two workouts. So that's also it's just really important.
Okay.
So
And then you kind of hit it on at the beginning of it, but what's the other one?
no alcohol.
Okay.
So that's a hard one. No alcohol.
I'm out.
Mark's out. Okay.
So recap: 2 45-minute workouts a day, 3 hours apart. One of them has to be outside. Number 2, drink a gallon of water a day. Number 3, no alcohol. Number 4, you have to read 10 pages out of a nonfiction book every single day.
Nonfiction book.
Nonfiction book. It can be self-help. It can be historical.
Yeah.
Just nonfiction.
So explain to me, like I get mental health is a big deal, and I'm assuming that's part of it. But why is it a nonfiction? Like, why is that the rule?
You know, I did not make the rules. I just thought this would be a good thing to try and do. But that's a good question.
I'll give you my side of it, of why I think it is. I haven't done any research on it.
I think some of it's to ground you.
Right. It's not entertainment. It's not BS that you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. It's like,
But if I'm reading like an autobiography of like Michael Jordan, like,
Yeah,
because
it's
I
still
love
factual.
basketball, and well, right. What I'm saying is to me that's still entertainment, like, because I love basketball and he's my favorite player, like whatever. No different than some nerdy kid reading Lord of the Rings, like.
but the difference is that Jordan was real. He's telling you about a historic now figure of basketball.
Sure.
That's factual. That's not just an entertainment, like mind escape. You know what I mean? Like with somebody watch or reading Lord of the Rings, like that's not necessarily something that you're learning about that happened here on Earth. It's like something that's a mysterious thing or magical thing. And I think there's something to a lot of this.
Yeah.
Damn it.
And like, so for instance,
I'm doing it at some point.
Don't you dare.
I am.
I
You
have
need your boost.
I have a book. It's called Into Thin Air. I really enjoy it. It's about the deadliest Mount Everest summit or Mount Everest expedition in history.
Okay.
I actually gave that to somebody to read for the 75 hard.
Ooh.
And so, and you also got to think if you're going 75 days and you're reading 10 pages a day, that's more than one book.
Oh, that's
so,
way more.
Yeah, you can go through however many books you want.
Unless it's the Bible.
I was gonna say you read the Bible.
You could definitely do that.
You could absolutely do that.
You could absolutely do that.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So, where did you hear of 75 Hard?
So this has been something that I've heard from a few different people. One of the guys I worked with up in Washington, Kansas, a pharmacist up there, he did a 50 hard. So there's like different variations on it. So you can do 75 hard, you can do 50 hard. It's just kind of up to you. I just wanted to do
365 hard.
So,
I might just do like a 30 hard.
There is a book.
Yeah.
oh yeah, it corresponds with a book. I can't remember the author's name.
Andy Frisella.
Okay.
What's the book name?
This is why
Seven-
she was hired, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So
Um,
if you're ever like, why is Hannah on the show? That right there.
Wow.
And
I'm
not
only good for one thing. No, I'm kidding.
and not being hired at all.
I do this out of the kindness of my heart.
She forced her way on.
Yeah,
She
I
lo-
did force my way.
She loves us.
I do love you guys. Anyway, it's called 75 Hard, a tactical guide to winning the war with yourself. And it's a book by Andy Frisella.
There you go.
God damn it, Sipe sold.
There you go. Read the book while you do the 75 hard challenge.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey, we could come up with one for ourselves, couldn't we?
we could.
Oh, I could absolutely come up with
There's a
a
lot of variations.
philosophy
on
for
it.
you and me, Hannah.
a Midwest hard.
All right, you need to drink at least 3 cocktails a day.
Yes. And 4 cups of coffee.
And at the end of this whole entire hard, you will be a drunk that does not pay attention to your kids anymore.
I don't have kids, so I'm okay.
Nope, she's fine.
Late to work more often.
It could be problematic. But, you know.
We could come up with the opposite.
So
of
let me.
75 hard.
I will say, I will ask the question of you mentioned like where did you hear about this? Why 75 hard
Yes.
for you?
So, yeah. So I kind of had this this thought as well. I was like, why'd you want to do this? I don't know. I like doing things that are difficult. I find a lot of a lot of joy in finishing them.
Yep.
A lot of reward in that. Kind of goes back to my workout history and things I like to do and don't like to do. Like in high school, I loved lifting weights, absolutely hated running. Well, once I kind of got into college, still lifted a lot, but I started running because it was something that was hard and I wanted to get better at. And kind of here we are. I ran my first half marathon with Chris back in March.
Yep.
That was a milestone for me. And so it's just kind of going on to the next thing that I think is hard, that I think I'll get some sort of reward out of, and just kind of pursuing those things and making myself better.
Well, and I think to add to that, like you and I probably did the half on the same mental notation too. It was like we needed something that was difficult that we didn't necessarily love to do at the time.
Right.
I found some sort of joy in running, and it's not necessarily the physical aspect of it. It's all mental. Like I think we're growing a little bit more mentally because of the challenges and then the process of getting to that finish line. Now, I've talked about it on the show before, but I think that's where the 75 hard kind of takes it to a whole different level though. Like within the 6 months that I trained for the half, I could take days off. I could not run for 2 or 3 days.
It's the next step.
Right. Like it's one of those things that with 75 hard, and again, I'm not committing myself right now. Okay. I've had a few beers. So I'm not saying this as an absolute, but I may be doing this in either the second half of this year or the beginning of next year.
You gotta do it during football season.
I could.
Have fun.
I could.
So-
Mark and I will not.
And I'll be over here. Girl, hey.
And I will hand you the beers out of the fridge. And that's one of the things though, like with the half marathon training, it was double sided. It was, I was getting to a point to where I thought maybe I was a little bit unhealthy with my drinking. And so it was like, hey, look, if I start running and if I have a goal that I keep myself to and I've committed myself to and I've told people about going and running a half marathon, like the likelihood of me actually doing it goes up a lot because it's my word, it's my honor, it's
Right.
my, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so like when I
That's
committed
why I don't
myself to
commit
it,
because I know people will hold me to it and they'll be like, damn it.
shit.
Why'd I open my mouth?
And that's honestly, that's one of the things that helped me with training for the half was like, look, I've committed to this. I talked to my buddy Nolan a lot. That son of a bitch that talked me into. Actually, he didn't even talk. He said, "Hey, why don't you run a 5K and watch me run my marathon?" And then when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, son of a bitch, I'm gonna run a half." And so, but what it did to me after that was something I never thought, which was like I wanted to have that goal of finishing a half. And then once you start training, like you see all the benefits on the mental side of it. You see all the benefits on the body was for me was like a secondary thing, but you still saw that. But it was 100% during the training. It was all mental.
And for me, it's not just seeing, it's feeling.
Yes.
I feel so much better when I go work out. I sleep so much better.
Yep.
I handle stress, emotionally, physically. I can handle more stress. I process things better.
Yep.
I'm just a better person. I never would have thought that, but not that I never would have thought that. When I worked out in college, that was something I did to kind of help balance pharmacy school. So that was something that was real high stress load for me.
Oh, yeah.
And so when I would go work out daily just to kind of help process all of that. And kind of fun fact, COVID hit while I was in pharmacy school. So
Oh shit. What year?
my second year, halfway through my second year of pharmacy school. And so it was
Halfway through your second year.
Yep.
So
Yep.
oh, so yeah, and you're not even to like the tough part of pharmacy school at that point. Yeah.
So for my class, we always said like the first year was extremely difficult for me because it was adjusting. It's kind of getting adjusted to those level of courses and the course load.
And the expectation.
And the expectations.
Yeah.
So like some of that is, I'm kind of going to go off on a tangent here.
No.
Yep.
No.
So
Go.
some of it is
We're on the front porch. All right.
While you're doing that and not drinking beer, I'm gonna go get another beer
sounds good.
and listen to this.
He's about to start drinking his end of that beer.
Yeah. So when I was in high school, I mean it's completely different, right? So like it was easy for me, and my undergraduate coursework was harder, it was more difficult, but
Yeah.
it was still doable.
But in high school, it was almost like an expectation that like when you're athletic, you're in sports.
Yep.
Like working out was just expected of what you were supposed to do as an athlete in high school.
I went to one of the smallest schools in the state. That's a fun fact. I don't know if I've told you.
Smallest schools
One
in
of
the
the smallest
state.
schools in the state. So we had 20 in my high school when I graduated.
20 in the whole high school?
2-0.
Okay, what was your graduating class?
10. We were half the high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought I came from a small school in Waukeeta
that's-
where I had
that's-
10 in my whole entire class.
How is your school sustainable?
It is one of the largest land areas in Kansas, one of the largest school districts.
Wow.
So some kids are on the bus for over an hour.
And where is it?
Winona, Kansas, west of Oakley.
Yep.
About
Which-
20 miles.
I'm surprised it's still open with Oakley right there.
So you got to think, I mean, that's 20 miles from Oakley. That's 30 miles from Colby.
Oh, okay.
That's 35 miles from Leota and 30
So your county,
from Sharon Springs.
your district was essentially all south of that then.
North, south, west. It's all directions.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
Yep.
All
And
right. So Fred came from a country school, like
Schoolhouse.
a legit one room schoolhouse.
It wasn't one room.
Damn close.
Yeah. But so anyway, yeah. Came from that school, went to Fort Hayes. I had scholarships for school there.
Yeah.
Fort Hayes, it was difficult, but did well there.
And you
then
spent what, 2 years, 3 years?
2 years.
2 years.
Did all my undergraduate coursework, all the pre-pharmacy coursework,
Okay.
and then got accepted into the doctorate program at KU.
Okay.
And then that's 4 years at KU. But when you get into those professional programs, anybody who's been there will tell you it's completely different. You know, you go through that selection process. You're no longer just
A student.
like a student. Well, you're like, so for pharmacy school, they pick the top of the top to be accepted.
Top of the top of the top, sir.
to go to pharmacy school or med
Yep.
school or whatever professional school.
America calls that the 1%.
Yes.
So like you go from used to being able to, I'm not just going to say compete, but like you're used to going against this certain level of student
Yep.
to everybody's like you or everybody's better than you.
Yes.
So that's just something in and of itself that's hard to get used to.
Which we haven't mentioned yet. You and my wife work together.
Yep.
And so as you're talking right now, Rachel and I were dating all throughout all of this with her, with pharmacy school, with the PCAT, and like trying to get into pharmacy school and all the stress that she dealt with, all that. So as you're talking, I'm remembering all the stuff that she used to stress about. And I was like, it's college. Like just go and take this. And then if you get in, awesome. If you don't, awesome. But I remember like the stress that she had. And again, I didn't understand it because I was a Cloud County student, and then I went to Baker, and like that was super simple for me to get into. And then I just went to school. And I remember all the stress that she had, and a lot of the time she mentioned like, I when I came from Russell, I was the top of my class.
Yep.
And then
I
I go to
was valedictorian in my class, which class of 10. But there's another engineering student and then a bunch of nurses that came out of there. So
yeah.
I was gonna say I wouldn't brag about being valedictorian.
I'll brag about it. My class was hyper competitive. They were all a bunch of smart kids.
Which, if you hear about that, it's super interesting to hear. Though you just said you're a pharmacist.
Yep.
You had how many other
So-
professional?
So there was
Kids?
a respiratory therapist that came out of there. There
Okay.
was a engineer,
Okay.
and then there was a lineman and
Yep.
ag tech, but
Okay.
and then also there was a electrician, and a cosmetologist.
Okay.
Oh, and then the other one, he's a culinary arts.
Okay.
And then,
Nice.
what are we at?
30. Hold on.
Well, 8 including you.
Yeah.
And then
So who are the 2 dummies in
there
the
was
class?
a two foreign exchange students.
There
Boom,
it
boom.
is. Boom, boom. What? Which maybe not dummies. Okay.
They were not.
But 3 out of the 10 are like professional, like sought after positions, super competitive. And so, like Rachel, though, you're in the same boat. Like it was easy in high school type of thing. And then when you got to college, like it was a wide awakening. And then when you try to get into pharmacy school and you get into pharmacy school, another huge awakening
Yep.
to where it's like, I'm not even close to the smartest person in the classroom right now.
I was not the smartest. I worked my butt off. I was not the smartest.
Yeah.
I will always say I was never the smartest person in any of my classes. I just had to apply myself to keep up.
Well, and it would be a problem if you were the smartest,
That's right.
right? And I think anybody that's been a part of any type of company ever is the sign for you to question what you're doing is when you are the smartest in the room.
Right.
Right? Is when you're like, holy shit, I work with a bunch of idiots. And so that's the moment where you're like, hold on, what am I doing?
Right.
So, yeah, I wanted to share that real quick because when you were talking about like, I had to work my ass off. And when I got to pharmacy school, I realized I wasn't the smartest. And then it led you back into like grounding yourself though again. And
Yeah.
that's with the stress, that's with everything else.
Yep. And so kind of going back to that with stress, I worked out in high school and then I kind of got back into that. I kind of fell out of it a little bit. First year pharmacy school, second year hit it hard. I came in weighing like 165 pounds. Like halfway through my second year of pharmacy school, I was like 190 something. and
Oh, man.
I was
30 pounds of muscle.
Oh shit.
I was like 13%.
Are you doing
Body
bodybuilding
fat.
competitions on the side or?
Just
No.
straight creatine.
It was So my thing was I'd use creatine and then I'd consume my body weight in grams of protein.
Holy shit.
Like
All right.
that was.
So Fred was a muscle mania guy.
I could probably pull a picture up, but
Can I feel your
don't need to
pecs?
do that. But it was.
I just violated him
Yeah.
on twitch.tv/ITM Kansas.
But so there was that was probably the most in shape I've ever been in the weight room. But so COVID hit and then they closed down the weight rooms. I don't know if any of you guys had to deal with anything like that.
Nope, sure
But-
did.
No,
So like
We
Mark
dealt
never
with
could.
it, but we were all not in the gym
right.
at the
So
time.
I was like an addict going through withdrawals, man. Like
Oh,
I would go like I would drive around to different playground gyms in Lawrence and just do like pull-ups,
Yes.
different things on like playgrounds. I looked crazy.
Yes.
And so I was like, I got to do something. So I started running. And so I started just running 3 miles every day, just at the same time when I get home
Holy
from
cow.
classes or get off of classes, log off because it was all remote through computer.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that, one of my roommates, who was also a pharmacy student, because I lived with the 3 other pharmacy students, were like, you know what? To keep us working out, we're going to sign up for a Tough Mudder. It's a 10-mile obstacle course race.
10 mile.
10 miles.
Okay.
So we're like, we're going to do this a year from now. So that's what we did.
No kidding.
Just ran and did playground workouts for a year and went and ran a Tough Mudder at the end of our 3rd year.
Holy smokes. So I've also verbally committed to you that I'm going to do a Tough Mudder.
Yeah, we need to.
Is
Need to
that
sign up?
Is that also 10 miles?
It depends on if you do a Spartan or a Tough Mudder. There's like different mileages you can do.
So
Like,
you
Spartans have different mileages.
So-
but it's going to be around 10 miles.
Oh, okay. Dang. I was really hoping that I could pull the ignorance card and be like, well, I agreed to it, but there's different levels of Tough Mudders. And so No, I'm
There
in
is.
though. I'm still in though.
Yeah. So like,
Sign us up. I'm there.
okay.
July, August. Just not one weekend in August. I
Yeah.
think you're busy that weekend
I'm
too.
busy that weekend. So yeah, so we need to find one. But yeah, so like those obstacle course races, loved them. I had so much fun doing it. You realize how many extremely impressive athletes there are in the world when you go to things like that.
Yes.
Like, it's insane. It is wild, but
Yeah.
it's so much fun.
Yeah, I did a Murph this last weekend, and the guy that finished did the whole entire thing with a 20-pound weight vest
Yeah,
and finished before me and my brother, who was tag teaming it.
yeah,
Like, he finished in like 52 minutes. Me and my brother finished like literally dividing half of it off in 56 minutes. I mean, unreal.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's wild.
Fred, if I got to hijack just briefly, after your 76 days, which I know you're starting tomorrow, that's why I said 76. Tomorrow being the
Day one.
of 75, that would be August 12th.
Yep.
Just so you know.
Ooh.
Oh, I know.
Can I
Oh,
encourage you when you're done with your 75 hard? Can you take up golf for me?
Hey, he can still
Can that
golf.
be the next challenge that you? Well, no. Here's what I'm saying: is because he said when he wants to tackle something, he wants it to be difficult. He wants to be
Ooh.
very good at it.
Okay. I see where you're going.
I'm claiming you now as part of my team, not Sipes' team. Can
Hold
you
on.
can you
Hold
make your
on.
next focus after this? I will let you complete the 75, even though you're stupid and insane. Can you then do what literally breaks most men, which is
Try to
get good
perfect
at golf? Because I love your mentality. And I've already told Chris this, you have a very natural swing. And
Yeah.
literally the only thing you need to work on is accuracy, is
Playing
making the
more.
ball go where you want it to go, not, X amount of yards to your right or to your left or whatever. And if you could just hit the ball straight by, I don't know, next spring, summer, and be part of Team Mark over here, that'd
No.
be great.
I'm not gonna allow that.
I think hitting it straight is a really hard ask.
it is.
I'll work on it.
But not for you, Fred, because I believe in you.
That
and I
could be
think
part
you
of your
can-
75 hard is just to
You know-
read more books about golf.
yeah, I could do that.
There you go.
And so, okay, so here's the other thing. I'm probably going to have to do this twice this year because for me to officially complete it, there's going to have to be no drinking, and my bachelor party is going to be right in the middle of this thing.
Oh, son of a gun!
So-
So you're gonna get like 61 days.
I'm gonna get probably halfway through, and I'm doing this fully knowing that I'm gonna break it, and then I'm just gonna go back to it, and then I'm gonna say I did 75, but yeah, I faltered halfway through, so I did not complete it. I'm not gonna say I completed it.
So when what did I tell you? November was what I was thinking. Like right after
Yeah, I think that's doable. I should be able to do that.
and I can get through Cypapalooza without drinking. I think.
To Cypapalooza, not through Cypapalooza.
I'm thinking through.
So if you want to get to Cypapalooza, when do you need to start?
Hannah, we're starting our own podcast.
That's right. Come on.
These guys are talking crazy over here.
I'm just saying, there's if there's a will, there's a way. As Elliot told me the other day, if there's a way, there's a will.
Well, he's
Well, when you're
That
taking
is-
completely
your
wrong.
Advice from an 8-year-old.
But hold on, if there's a way, there's a will.
somebody will figure it out, and somebody
Yeah.
will do it.
That honest, when he said it backwards, I was like, "You're wrong." And I was like,
I'm
"Wait
just
a
saying, it
minute."
seems wrong to tap a keg and not drink it.
I was like, "Wait a minute,
Yeah.
you might be right on this. If
I don't
there's a
know
way,
if you
there's a
can have
will."
Cypapalooza without.
Me being blacked out.
Yeah.
Traditions, unlike any other.
I mean, they
Jim Nantz.
exist for a reason.
Can't disappoint Jim Nance.
No, Fred, I really want to follow along with you on this journey. I might take up a Monday through Friday with you, and do
Sounds
this
good.
in parts. I want to try it out. I want to do it. I think it's going to be beneficial for for me actually giving it a try. And so, yeah, keep me up to date this summer.
Yeah. So like,
Check in.
have I told you what I'm doing instead of running like in the mornings?
No.
So I just got a backpack and I just put 40 pounds of sand in it.
Oh, you did tell me about
So
this.
I'm just
yeah.
gonna walk around with 40 pounds of sand in a backpack. So if I look like that crazy guy walking around,
You
early
are
in the
that
morning,
crazy guy.
I am that
walking
crazy guy
around
with
in the
a
morning.
Backpack full of sand.
And lest you think that Mark and I are not supportive, do keep us informed as well. We're
No.
just gonna,
Not.
do
Just
our
gonna.
own thing.
You're just gonna not.
You know,
We'll support you.
Look, the
But
reason
from
we
over
dog
here.
on you is because we know we can't do it. And so we're gonna make fun of you because that's what self-respecting people do. Is,
that's
well,
what
I
makes
can't
us-
do that. So clearly, what you're doing is stupid.
would it be
And
considered
that
a
makes us feel
workout
better.
if you like take a golf bag and then go play however many holes without a cart?
Mm.
Carry
I
your bag.
think that is a workout.
I would say so.
Would that count?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I think so.
All right.
Pick up golf.
Yeah.
There we go.
And we're gonna fight over.
And not only that, but you're
Fred.
walking however many.
Yeah, you just gotta walk it.
and
carry
we're
stuff.
gonna have a fight on whose team Fred's on. Really?
No, because I claimed him and he's already been a part of my team. So
Yeah, once, but he hasn't
That
tried
was
out
fun.
my team yet. So
I mean, just saying, my team brings vibes.
that's all it brings. Anyway.
Yeah, and I need an ace in the hole. Fred is the ace.
Why don't you do a 75 hard golf, Mark? Why don't you get better?
Because I have 2 broken arms, Sipe. That's why.
Excuse.
It's hard enough for me to putt, even though I won that competition, by the way, in Colorado.
In
So-
Colorado.
So, total sidebar.
Okay.
My brother,
I wasn't a
Brett,
part of this.
my brother-in-law, Jake, my son, Reese, and my dad, John, we all did a 18-hole master style putt-putt tournament. It was a 9-hole course. We ignored the 9th hole, and then that score just counted as double or whatever.
Okay.
And I won by a stroke with 2 broken arms.
Whoa.
Wow.
So
Your family sucks at golf.
I was also the only one who never hit a hole in one.
Okay.
Um,
Holy shit. Everybody else hit a
and-
hole in one?
yes. And
insane.
I even had a blow up hole.
4 people out of 5 hit a hole in one?
Yes. And we all had blow up holes,
Wow.
including myself.
Wow.
But point is I played consistent and I played like it. And granted, it was just putting, but it hurt to do it.
But you weren't fucking giving
No,
up.
the quote unquote, like, you know, when you have to like putt up a hill, so you got to give it some extra oomph.
Yeah.
I took the long way around because I was incapable of going up the hill.
Ouch.
Yeah.
And
nope,
needless
sorry.
to say, yeah, final score was a 45 on 18.
Very nice.
Damn.
Wow.
That one.
You shot bogey golf.
Yep. I appreciate the fact that you called out the fact that it's par 2s all the way around.
Bogey golf.
So you're like bogey golf.
45,
loser.
18 holes. Bogey golf.
Broken arms. Broken arms.
You won with.
And I was heavily drinking
Okay, there it is. All right.
and taking hydrocodone.
The pharmacist in me is
Thanks, Fred.
looking the other way right now.
You're not my patient. You're not my patient. You're not my
No,
patient.
you just sell me the drugs. That's your job. Let my doctor worry about it.
You know, when I first heard about your arms,
This ought to
the
be
first
good.
thing I thought was I just laughed out loud. I was like, of course that would happen to Mark.
Yeah.
And then the second thing was I feel so bad for him. I'm so sorry. The first part was I just laughed. And
Yeah.
I was like, of course that happened to Mark. Poor
Hey,
guy.
Which was like the weekend after you guys spent, 5 hours on the golf course?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Brett has
perfect.
seen me at my worst and my worst.
Words I was going to say.
Yeah.
You said best.
Brett has yet to see me at my best.
Yeah. I just laughed. And then I was like, oh, that poor guy. I feel so bad.
To be fair, your reaction was something that got Katie through that weekend.
Yeah.
Of just like,
that's
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
like watching you cackle at my demise helped her a lot.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good.
She got to tell a story a lot.
So that's
It was
good.
good. All right. Fred, do we have anything else on 75 hard?
No.
I think we covered a lot
I
of it.
think we covered it all, and then some.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you technically had like 3 topics, but
But
yeah,
Oh,
I don't
dude,
know if we
just-
want.
75 hard was
yeah.
perfect.
Here's what I will say. I know one of your topics was like worst workouts.
Oh yeah, I figured we'd kind of get into the favorites and not favorites.
Screw squats. I'll just say that.
Okay.
Hate squats. For some reason, and maybe it's just me, I love the butterfly press. Like,
Oh,
Oh,
those
yeah,
are
yeah.
good ones.
Yeah, yeah.
like
One
that's
of my favorites.
those are like I literally feel it in the triangle, as I
Yeah.
call it. Like, I love the butterfly press.
Do you like the machine, the cables, or
Oh no, I use free
dumbbells?
weights. Yeah, dumbbells.
All right.
Dumbbells on the
Oh,
butterfly.
free.
Do you
No, that's good. That's good.
do you change your bench angle?
I have, but okay. I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told my physical therapist today.
I don't work out.
Well, no, because Katie laughed at me because when I initially went to physical therapy, I made the comment that when I went to the gym, which was way back in college, which is over 10 years ago, even though I am left-handed, left-hand dominant, I have always felt my right arm is stronger than my left.
Oh, wow.
That's a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I
Yeah.
simply made the comment of like my left arm feels weaker, it feel like more pain, all that sort of stuff. My right arm like and mobility and all that. And then sure enough, like when we did all the strength tests and range of motion tests, like my left arm was worse.
Yep.
And it was one of those things where
happens.
it's like it made sense because you're left arm dominant that took the brunt of the force, and therefore it's also weaker. However,
yeah.
However, it's also not shocking based on what I said that even though yes, I broke both elbows, that my right arm, because just historically I'm
Is
stronger in my right than my left. And so I had made that comment and Katie giggled like a schoolgirl. I'm like, you in the gym? Okay. I'm just like, I was just giving a point of reference because
That
that's
was-
what they asked for.
That was pre Katie. Yeah. She doesn't know that.
No, she doesn't know that lifestyle.
Yeah.
I went to the gym for like 2 weeks when we were like maybe even engaged or first married. And I never went back. And that was the last time I've ever been to the gym in my life.
So real quick on your non-dominant hand being stronger than your dominant hand. In some cases, in some people, if your dominant hand is what you use for your finite motor skills, like say if you're carrying something, you're going to carry it in your non-dominant hand so you can use your dominant hand to manipulate things.
Correct.
I'll be
Yeah.
damn.
So that's a real thing.
No, if I carry a bag of groceries, it's likely in my right hand.
Yeah. Think
If
about
I'm
that.
if I'm drinking a beer to my left hand because like it's not heavy weight or anything like
I wonder
that.
how many artists are like that too. Where like their writing hand, whatever it is like the one they don't carry stuff with.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
Like you think about like when you grab groceries,
Oh, I'm
you
right
put-
hand all the way.
you put then
All
you
the
open
time.
the door with your left hand.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But I can shoot a basketball left-handed.
Okay, so that's a little bit of ambidextrous
Yeah.
there.
But I
My
taught
my
myself.
right hand is
Force.
more accurate than my left
enough.
hand.
Oh.
Like sorry, I said that backwards. My right hand, I can shoot the ball further.
Yeah.
My left hand, I'm more accurate, which is not saying much because I'm terrible at shooting basketballs. But yes, if I had to do like an actual jump shot,
Yeah.
the further back I go, I will then switch to my right because my left hand can't get there.
That's just because you're really bad at basketball, I think.
I'm terrible at basketball. Love basketball, terrible at.
Interesting.
But no, so yeah, going back to the initial point, hate squats or anything that involves legs. Honestly, I hate back and I hate shoulders. I'm a chest arms guy. That's where I live.
Yeah, I think which is comparable to a lot of people that are essentially working out just to like please the ladies. You know what I mean?
But some people like love deadlifts, and I'm like, why?
Yeah, and
That
those are the
sounds
freaks.
awful.
So like I used to love squat, deadlift, hang
Here he
clean.
is. Here's the freak.
Those three. I used to love squat, deadlift, hang clean when I was in high school.
No.
Yep.
mm-mm.
Yep.
Like I squatted 315 and I deadlifted and I hang cleaned, and that's what I loved.
Damn.
And then my arms were always my worst thing. And then so when I got into college and started doing it again, I really focused on arms because it was hard.
And you bench
That-
pressed
And that goes back to the-
275.
I would do sets of 225,
Oh, I was close.
but I don't know. I never one rep
close.
maxed. So
High school ever 305 squat, and I'm proud of that.
that's really good.
Yeah, I was really small.
I would have no idea.
Yeah,
Never
But-
maxed.
but we also box squatted like ridiculous weight. So when you got 305 on you, like it was nothing. You just didn't have a box to sit on. So like we would do like 475, 500 pounds on box squat, where you would sit down and then like get your feet readjusted and like push up hard.
Is that
No,
that's 2 plates and then
it was
35s?
3 plates
That's
and
315.
yeah, I was saying like 4 something. Oh, sorry, 305 or the heavy lift on box.
Yeah, what was your max on box squat?
Like I would have to go back and look, but it was like 4 something. It was
That's awesome.
It was
I'd
ridiculous.
say my max was 4 something, and that was I weighed like 160.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
really good.
But I mean, the other guys were in the class were doing it, and I was like, "Fuck you guys, I'm going to do it too."
Heck yeah.
And they're like, "Are you sure, Chris?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to do it." And so, yeah, did my back hurt a little bit afterwards? Yes, but I did it, and so it was one of those things. Like when you got down to like your full squat, it was just the weight. Honestly, I think a lot of it's psychological shit, where you're like you either as soon as you get that weight on you, you're either like I can or I can't. And so if you're used to heavier weights on different lifts, anyway, that's a whole different topic. So I don't have anything to contribute to the work.
I said my best and worst.
Yeah.
Just put me in the deep end of a pool. I'm buoyant, and then I can just tread water. That's all I need to do.
I'm glad you can do that because like back float, impossible for me.
That's your worst.
I'm not
No,
buoyant
that's
at
my
all.
best
Oh,
workout.
best workout.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Swimmer.
That's the only thing I got.
was
The only thing I got. No,
I can swim like
throw me in the
crazy,
deep end. I am buoyant.
but if you're like
Perfect.
hey yo, back float, my feet are like going like this straight down into the bottom of the pool.
And you just sink.
Yeah.
Mom used to do water aerobics with the old ladies at the Enterprise pool.
Yes.
We'd go to the deep end. They'd stay up there splashing, doing whatever the hell they were doing. And Mom and I would just be like walking in the deep end,
Yep.
having a good time.
Just float in the ocean, girl.
Pretty much.
I love it.
Which is ironic because I'm deathly afraid of drowning. But anyway.
Yeah. Even in salt
I'm
water,
telling you right
it's gonna be
now,
better.
if you're buoyant and you can float, you would last longer than me because I'll exhaust myself and I'll drown.
Especially in the ocean. Salt water is a real thing.
I'm just telling you, it's a mental thing too.
Yeah. See? What did I tell you? Mental things, exercise. We block ourselves a lot. All right. Well, I'm trying to end the show. You guys, you guys have anything else?
No, what I will say, well, actually, because I add in the outro because it's in bold and I'm looking at it,
Okay.
I will let you start to read the outro and then I'll probably interrupt you.
Deal. You ready?
Done.
Thank you guys for listening to season 8, season finale of In the Middle podcast. Be sure to subscribe on Twitch and support us on Patreon. Join the Discord community. You can check us out on all of our other socials and links by using the ITM Kansas handle. Back to the Discord community real quick though. We're not going to be live on Twitch or doing podcasts this summer, but we're going to be active in the Discord. So if you want to see what we're doing on the golf course, you want to see what we're doing in the summertime, go in there, ask us what we're doing, and we'll update you as necessary.
And you never know when we do like a random live, like playing golf. I mean, I'm sad because right now I feel like I can't play, but
Give it 2 more weeks, you there.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I started weights today.
Hell yeah. So other than that, don't forget to swing over by our merch store for shirts, hats, mugs, and more.
Says, oh!
We got the Pope Says Ope shirts live in the merch store. We got this new nasty, tiny, it's not as big as what you think. It's not a Stanley. I'm sorry. It is so cool looking, but they say it's 25 ounces.
Yeah, we'll see.
I will say it's sleek though.
Yeah, it is
The
super.
light reflecting
beautiful.
off of that is nice.
It is crispy. So we got a tumbler in the store as well. A lot of merch. Go in there and support the show. And you can find that in the description below. Mark,
Sight.
got anything else?
See you guys in season 9.
All right, Hannah, PH.
Hey, we're good.
Fred, special guest on the show. You got anything?
I loved it. This was so much fun.
Awesome.
By the way, season 9, just so everyone knows, this is the classic, like, we take our summer hiatus, we enjoy time with our family, our friends, all that sort of stuff. We will be back. Usually, the way it works is like late August-ish for the opener. And then there's like the NFL preview show, all that sort of stuff. And then we enter, it's fall y'all time. It's a great time. So you can check us out here in August. But until then, enjoy the replays.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
What a good show for the season finale, huh?
Ow.
All right. We're in the after dark, as we like to call it.
My right leg is asleep.
Is it really?
Yes.
You're still having issues with that?
I have no ass. That's what I've been told is your legs fall asleep because you have no meat on your bone. I need to do more squats and fuck squats. So I'm just
Fuck
going to live
squats.
with this for the rest of my life.
So,
Some Bulgarian split squats.
there you go. So this is the after dark. We're still streaming a little bit. We're going to probably be done in, oh man, it's 12:12. We'll be done in like 15 minutes. So we're just talking bullshit. I got to piss.
I way overestimated like
Well, we also started like an hour later than
Yeah.
we
so. Sorry about that.
Overestimated what?
Like the things I was going to talk about and how long each one would take.
Well, we all rambled on too, though. Like we all,
Underestimated.
That's how the show works.
yeah. So just save
we
a
do.
few of those for the next time that you're on.
We basically got at least one adversity of working out as an adult.
Oh yeah, that one.
That's a whole nother thing.
That is a whole
That's
different
a whole
thing.
other thing.
I will say that's something I've if you want to take me like self-health improving that I've just learned through physical therapy is even when I was working out and stuff, like I mean I did like mild stretches like 1 2 3 4, like 1 2 3 like whatever, but truthfully even just like flexing your wrists, like all that sort of stuff, like even just the little minute things that you can do just sitting watching TV will go such a long way of just your own personal like flexibility and all that sort of stuff, and like strength and whatnot. Like I did not, I mean, yeah, I broke my arms 3 weeks ago, but just the muscle atrophy that I've experienced, like it's embarrassing. Literally today, like we'll just pretend this is a 1 pound weight. Like for me right now, one of the hardest workouts because it hurts to like do the twisting motion with my wrist. But like I go down and I like basically do a bicep curl, twist, and then go like back down, twist. I've just been doing that with like just like a ball that weighs nothing. We did a 1 pound weight today and it was exhausting. And I was like, what the hell? Like, this is 1 pound. 1 pound. And I can barely do 10 reps without like the whole heavy breathing thing. And it's one of those things where like it's at least putting in my head the idea of like, look, I'm already cognizant of the fact that I'm 36 years old. And if I'm lucky enough to live to be age 100, I'm barely over a third of the way there. Like I'm not even, 2/5 of the way there yet. And if I want to even enjoy the second half of my life post 50, I need to, at least be doing minimal stretching, strength and conditioning, you know, that sort of stuff. Because yeah, I'm not doing myself any favors in terms of alcohol, greasy food, like whether it's cholesterol, you know, heart, like all that sort of stuff. Like I get like athletically induced asthma, like it's at least making me conscious of the fact of like, yes, I'm still young, but I'm not physically that young. And I should be. I mean, you look at someone like LeBron James, which granted, he has all the money in the world and he can spend millions of dollars on his body every year. Right. And so of course he's in great shape, but it's one of those things where it's like, if he can be in good shape, or like The Rock's like literally like 50 years old and the dude's like, and again, 0.001 percenter.
0.00001 percenter.
But the amount of like the idea of like, yes, like running a marathon, like I've watched a marathon and I've seen people in their like 70s doing this and they would destroy me in a heartbeat. Katie's grandpa, Vic, former wrestler, like granted, like he has, you know, knee problems, back problems, like all that sort of stuff. Like
now
I could maybe take him in a fight, but like legitimately, he could probably still kick my ass. And I'm half his age.
And he's had 2 brand new hips. He's had back surgery.
Right. But like that's just he's a physically like that's always how he's done his life. It's like he is just a physical person. So yeah.
Guess where he's starting though right now. And this is where the 75 hard goes. It's like after 75 days, you don't just give it up. Like you told me yourself.
Well, right. No.
And Vic used to do 100 push-ups a night up until he was like
100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups every day.
Until he was like 75 years old.
Until he needed, new knee, new hip,
right.
all that sort of stuff.
Like, that's crazy.
So they say like the biggest thing of like your health moving forward is your muscle mass.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the biggest predictors of quality years of life that you have is just your muscle mass. Like,
oh shit, I'm fucked.
A lot of it's not necessarily just building, but maintaining what you have.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
And like for me, I think it's one of those things where it's easy, and I feel this for all what I would call young parents, is just you're so busy with your kids, either chasing them around, getting them to their different activities, whatever. Like you sort of forget to take care of yourself, and we do cope in the sense of like, I'd rather just have a cocktail, you know, to deal with the stress than go work out or something like that.
Yep.
But then even making the time and whatnot. So no, I've always been admirable of people who are fitness like
focused.
Right.
Yeah.
That's never been me. It's not something that interests me, but I do understand the importance of it, which is why, again, like the knee-jerk reaction is to like make fun of other people who do it. Cause it's like, number one, I'm not willing at this point in my life to put in that work. But then also number two, it's like, that's not enjoyable for me. So like, it seems weird that other people actually enjoy it, but obviously it's not. For me, my thing is, and I've said this before, if I was ever told by a doctor, you're not allowed to do XYZ ever again, or it'll kill you.
Right.
No problem. Like, I don't have that type of a personality where it's like, if you have another drop of alcohol, it'll kill you. All right, fine. Alcohol is done. No problem.
It would make one step of 75 hard easier.
Right. But that's what I mean. Is like, if I have a doctor say, look, you have to do 100 push-ups a day or it'll kill you.
Right.
So
done. Like, but that's the thing is like, even though I know 100 push-ups a day is good for me, until my back's against the wall, it's like,
So I'll
deal with it when I have to deal with it.
Yeah.
I'll do you one. It's not 75 hard. It's not even 100 push-ups a day. It's 120 minutes a week of moderate exercise.
120
minutes a week split into at least 3 different sessions.
So 2 hours
a week split into 3 different sessions.
Right. which was supposed to be rollerblading.
So, so when I say,
Damn it.
and also
I
when
know.
say,
You fucked that one up.
I did.
when I say 120 minutes a week of moderate exercise, that's just getting your heart rate up into the active zone.
Right.
It's not cardio.
Which is what, like tier, 2, 3?
I can't remember. It's essentially it's just going out and walking.
Like
Speed
100,
walking.
150 beats per minute, roughly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's where you can still breathe and you can still talk,
Yeah.
but it's not like you're out of breath. It's not like you're
So maybe even 140.
I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's moderate exercise. So like one thing Danny and I do is we try to do a walk daily or every other day. Just get out and just go walk at a quicker than comfortable pace. And
So one thing I will tell you after I started running and running all over town is you don't realize how much of town you're missing until you're actually
1,000%.
walking it or running it. Like, I mean, I think I ran down every street in town over the last 6 months.
Oh yeah, when I take the kids on walks, I will purposely attempt to go down the streets we never go down.
Yeah, like a
and
different
I'm
street,
just looking at
different
houses like that house needs work. This house is
Yeah.
not like yeah. No, I make it a game.
Yeah,
For sure.
And I can't believe how much more I fell in love with Russell after just running.
Right.
And it was like, holy shit! Like, there's a lot more to this town than you really realize when you just come to the same house every single night, and you drive down the same exact street that you always go down to whether it's Wadby's or Casey's or the USA or out to the main street, whatever. Like, it's always the same route that you always take, and it's cool to get out of like your neighborhood and see the town.
What I loved is when we started walking, we walked this one specific route, and there's this one guy who's always out working on one of his trailers and working in his garage.
Yep.
And every time we walk by, we say, "Hey, how's it going?" And he always like, "Hey, how are you guys doing this evening?" It's just a thing.
Yep.
And it's just, I mean, I enjoy it. And Danny and I, we also play this game where whenever we see a new house is up for sale, we both take guesses on how much we think it is.
It's
and you pull it
listed
up.
for.
Nice.
Yo.
I am always high. She is always like just right below it.
No shit.
Every single time.
So she's the scope then.
The real estate
Yeah.
agent.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm always like high or really high. One of the two.
I tell you what, it's crazy to see what houses are going for nowadays. And for you to be high is unreal.
Well, okay, some of it is. I probably play into it now because I
You just know-
every single time.
you
So I'm
just
like,
know
oh,
it's
I'm
a
just gonna
thing.
guess high, so
I will
just
say
name
I
it.
did accidentally Zillow mine and Katie's house the other day, and I was like mad that it wasn't higher. I was just like, and granted, like what we would sell it for today, according to Zillow, would be a lot more than what we paid for it. But we've also done like, work and stuff on the inside that, of course, is probably like unreported and whatnot. But it was one of those things where it's like you see houses in Hayes that are like the same price as our house.
Oh, yeah,
and they're
it's
like
different market,
they're
dude.
total dumps and like all that sort of and yeah, I'm fully understanding that even like a house in Kansas City or a house in Denver, like we are very lucky to have the house we have for the price that we paid for it. But when I saw at least that price on Zillow, I was just like, I feel like that should be 20,000 higher.
Yep. So, but you're talking about a 5-bedroom, 3-bath,
3.5.
3.5 with the basement. Yeah, I forget about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a,
With a living room, a dining room, a kitchen, and an essentially spare bedroom downstairs
you have garage.
with a
Detached.
detached garage.
No electricity in that garage, which is new.
Did they cut it out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We had to, because like the pipe that like covers that wire,
Yeah.
like I think that wire like broke or something,
Yeah.
and so it was just
So you just need a new wire in that.
yeah. But like we basically shut the power off to the garage.
Which
Oh,
yeah,
but you could run one through the pipe
Right.
if there's already conduit.
which
or
we
whatever.
yeah, I think I was over there when we just killed the breaker for
Mm.
now. Yeah.
So you have capability.
Oh man.
Speaking of Zillow estimates, on
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
oh my God.
Zestimates.
Yeah. They have like 35,000 more than what I paid for it.
Hell yeah. Okay. This is
Which-
a thing.
which that's about right
I kinda
for
look to
our
see
house as well. But
Mine is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath.
What the f-
2,300.
Is my phone dead?
but even if we were to sell our house, obviously, then we would be buying another house
Yeah.
at a much higher cost than what
Right.
it's actually. Yeah. So there's no winning.
Yeah.
I'm convinced we're in a
You have to buy your
in a
second
bubble.
property while the market's low,
I think we're in a bubble.
and
too.
then sell your other property while it's high.
I think right now we are in a bubble.
That is just nuts to me because I know what I paid for it and I know what this estimate is.
And I think when we bought our houses, Mark, we were just
Oh, the market was low
yeah.
when
I
we
think,
got ours.
but I think we're at the quarter end of the bubble. I think the bubble has reached its peak. It's starting to come down, but I think really when the bubble burst, we need to live in our house for another 10 to 15 years before we even see when the bubble bursts come back
Right.
to original prices.
See, and I've had this conversation with Katie of like, we bought this house saying this is our forever home, but especially once our kids move, it's like, do you even want this house? Because it's, you know, obviously bigger and all that sort of stuff, and it still needs a lot of work and whatnot. And I think we've kind of adopted the idea of like, nope, once our kids are gone, we will absolutely downsize to
Dude.
something that's probably a little bit more modern and ready for us to just be in and not do any work to.
I've
it.
already told Rachel, like, once Charlotte or Evelyn's out, like, I'm out of this house.
Yeah.
I was like, we're downsizing to a quarter of the house that we're in right now.
Right. Yeah.
And we're just gonna live. And hopefully Elliot or Ben or Charlotte or one of the kids is ready to buy this because like
That's kind of my thought
I'm
is
done.
one of our kids will just, you know, quote unquote, buy the house from us.
Yeah.
Like it would, I mean, yeah, we would basically sell it to them for nothing, but it's like you're taking the taxes off our
Oh,
hands.
yeah.
You're taking like all of that. You're taking the project itself off our hands. And then, yes, we're going to just go get some little 2-bedroom or like whatever.
like a brick house with the basement still.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna build mine. It's gonna be on the west side of town.
Tell you what, you just build mine right next to it. And
No, I'm not doing that.
You don't want to be neighbors?
No, we can be neighbors, but I'm not building yours.
Oh. So I'll buy a house and then you'll just build in the lot next to me.
Yes, there,
it.
there it is.
All
There
right.
it is.
Just have my lot on the backside, please.
Deal done. It's done. Fred, you want in on this?
Sure.
All right, you're in.
Fred's like, I ain't staying the fuck here.
I think
living near you fools.
I think we're planning on staying here for quite a while.
Yeah, Fred and Danny are Russellites without knowing that the Russellites.
You may have to leave for a little bit and then come back, but
Oh,
That's not it.
It's a great time,
I'm trying to find my house on Zillow.
especially once we get the brewery.
The brewery is gonna be badass.
Yeah. What's the story on that?
Pause.
Talk to him.
It's just pause. Right
And we're
now.
not doing it on the pod. Let's raid somebody and then we can get the F out of here.
Okay. Oh, wrong one. Here we go.
I don't even know who I have active right now. If anybody. Following. I really only have one. So unless for some reason you have somebody I don't, which I doubt.
So yeah, we're under what I would like to sell the house for too on our Zestimate.
Assessment.
I was pleasantly surprised by my estimate.
Yeah, you liked it.
I liked it.
the house next door to me is
Dashboard.
more than yours estimate.
Say what?
The house next to me that was also for sale at the same time I bought mine.
Yeah.
More, its estimate is more than your
No shit.
oh shit.
Oh, get out of here. Yeah. They obviously haven't been in the house since it was the thing.
I'm just reading what I see.
Yep.
Go to your following.
Following.
Might as well just do Chelsea.
There's Chelsea.
Yep.
All right. And I have to remember start raid and then wait 10 seconds.
Correct. See y'all in August.
All right. Season finale of season 8. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys
You know
for
what just
listening.
occurred to me? We're doing season 9, which like no big deal.
Yeah.
After that, we're on
10,
10
baby.
seasons. That's crazy.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.